And we're live. Hello and welcome to another episode of Quant Gang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Maddie, ALLin, and Karim, head of business and operations for Staker app. Welcome.
One and only lover of the Staker class. What's up, everybody? Good to be here. It's going to be another fire episode. Pepe soup, a little bit spicy, but ultimately it's all love. That's what we're here to do. So let's get this started.
I'm excited for this one. What types of things are we going to talk about?
Well, a couple of different things. Obviously, the news. Definitely want to touch in briefly on the Clay Collins interview that you have. My, a couple of 2 cents that I want to drop in and things that I wish was talked about. So, which I think is going to be good, and then so we can just put that to bed. Godwell interaction, which was dope. He follows me on Twitter. Feel some type of way. That's awesome. Get to see the guy because I think that got overshadowed. We need to talk about that. It was great. The awesome Staker app promotion that we have released. Bang, bang. What up, Wells?
Hey.
Wells being here too, which is awesome. We want to talk about living our best life.
Some of us are. Not so sure about everybody.
Always.
Some of us are.
Now, it says we're live, but it says 0 people are watching. And on YouTube, it still says waiting.
Oh, we're definitely live. Let me ask in the comment.
Yeah, I think we're only live on Twitch because there's 1 person watching.
Okay.
And then there's 86 people waiting on YouTube, so I'm not sure what the issue is.
I'll try to click it on my phone, YouTube, to see if it comes up. Because it says live here. Oh, yeah, Maddie, that is correct. It says waiting. Interesting.
There we go.
Okay.
Now it says that there are 92 people watching.
Hey,
so
and we're double live.
Now we're live again. Welcome, everybody, to Quant Gang with Maddie, ALLin, and Karim and WhalesOnly.
Bang, bang. Good to see everybody. So, fire episode.
Welcome, everybody.
Oh, there you go. It works on my phone, too. Excited to be here. What's up, Wells?
What up, man?
Awesome. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. And so we're going to go ahead and hit the intro and then get right into it.
Let's do it.
Welcome. Quant Gang with Maddie, ALLin, and
Awesome. Yeah, everybody just confirm well live, everything is good. So just quickly to brief. So I think what we should be able to start off right off the bat will be, besides the news is, again, address some of the follow-up, with the Clay Collins situation. Definitely want to yield the floor first to Wells because he wasn't here last week. Address those things, drop my 2 cents as well, so we can just move on as a community. And then after that, we'll do the typical part of the show and market updates and all that good stuff. And then I'll be talking about promotion, Godwell, and all that kind of good stuff, if that's okay.
Cool with me.
All right. Go ahead, Wells. Kick us in.
So it is with much disdain that I must say this will be my last appearance on Quant Gang for the following reason. We all know where I stand as far as integrity goes. I cannot be tied to a platform that gives a platform to liars and persons with no integrity. I stand firm behind the things I say, and I do not play. So with that, this will be my last appearance on Quant Gang. I'm not sure what you were thinking, Maddie, thinking it was a smart idea to give that individual any light in our community. You might want to recalibrate your analytical wavelengths because they are not in tune with what makes sense with respect to what the Hex community is all about. That gentleman had nothing but time, space, and opportunity to ascertain the right information in the right ways. Let's ignore the fact that everything was already discussed with Richard Hart months ago. Let's ignore that. Let's ignore that. We're just going to address the simple fact that the gentleman is not addressing our situation like everybody else's. Plain and simple. So for you to sit here and give that liar a platform is disturbing to me. And it actually feels like a personal attack on my character because I've been very, very explicit about everything I've said since day one. So, not sure where the confusion lies. A lot of people in the community thinks that they know what makes sense. But I'm going to say this. Integrity means one thing. I don't know when the meaning changed. And on top of that, I don't know when the meaning for market cap changed either, because it's still the same. It was the same 100 years ago, and it's still the same today. Nobody gets to change the definition. Not even the promised coin shit space. Not coin crap sites. Nobody. So, with that, I bid everyone a fair adieu, and I hope you guys have a great episode. Whales out.
Okay. Oh, wow. Didn't get to get the rebuttal part. But here's the thing. And I can understand, where Wells is coming from, because we had a brief interaction. I told him we'll wait for Tuesday to be able to discuss that furthermore. I wish we'd have stayed for the whole episode, but, it is what it is. Now, I want to say a couple of things, which I think are also very, very important, but I'm glad Wells was able to be here today. Number one, where do I personally stand, right? So that everybody can just be chill.
Yeah, I agree with Wales about information needing to be accurate and about market cap, shouldn't have been adjusted. But let's talk about it. And
no, which is cool. So, but first, couple housekeeping for everybody watching and everything. So, number one, I haven't made my final decision yet. I'm not planning on leaving the show because, again, out of respect to the viewers and the people that come watch our show every Tuesday, number one, we know better than this. We're bigger than this. And for that reason, I still plan on coming on the show because we still got a lot of great things to talk about. And out of respect to the people, again, that come here every Tuesday, we've been doing this for many, many weeks. I like long-term things. It hasn't even been a year. We're going to continue to do the show. I'm going to continue to be here. But there's a couple housekeeping rules which I think that are important to address. And I will try my best to kind of see both sides like I always do, but also bring the light about where he is coming from and some of the things like I was trying to explain earlier about where I believe the guy still doesn't understand the Collins guy, which are important to be addressed. So I try to summarize it to like 3 important points. Point number 1, and Maddie, this is for you, okay? Because I love you very, very much. And to me, you're a friend. But like everybody else, every now and then, right? We need that good friendly reminder. Number 1, it would have been nice to have the guy come on the show when we're there, because we talked about it last week. How I say, hey, we love to talk to the guy, break things down, all that kind of stuff.
Wales just said he quit because
don't worry about Wales
because Clay Collins had a platform. So
well, yeah, but my point is
I knew that there wouldn't be agreement on Quant Gang about it, and Clay didn't want to do a multi-person interview.
No, but what I'm trying to say, and again, those are just like communication and kind of like friendly notice to improve. I know where we'll stand. My point is, it would have been a little bit easier if we were there, so we can also ask our questions. So the fact that we're not able to be there to be able to ask our question and directly to really, and we're going to break those down today, things would have been a little bit more, let's say, easy to swallow. So that's just what I'm trying to say. What do I say every week, times and times and times again? I say, guys, Hexicans, ultimately, the delivery message is more important than the message. Because I know you, and I know you didn't mean harm. You just weren't trying to help and break things down. But there's certain things that needs to be done a certain way, because again, individuals like that have done historical things that were bad for the community. The same way you were talking about how CoinMarketCap was doing bad things for us. So there's certain sensible topics that it's always better to do in certain settings. So I'm just giving you that vantage point where it's like, what can come a little bit disappointing is that, well, we didn't know about it. Would I love to be there to be able to ask questions? At least definitely me, because I would have definitely asked him a lot of questions, more questions, in depth, because again, I understand the system fairly more than most, right? In a humble way. So I would have loved to be there. So that's kind of the first thing that probably kind of, shocked certain people, Wells included. So that's number one. Number two, again, even when he's talking about like debating with Richard, this and that, what we need to all do as a community, and I say this respectfully for everybody watching, is you guys need to start chilling about assuming too many things, over speculating things about Richard and what he says or what he doesn't do, because number one, it's not cool. And number two, like he said, some of you got too much free time on your hands. You need to stop over speculating and thinking like traders. We are not traders. We are stakers. And I've staked it and I've tweeted about it many, many, many times. Just like in personal development, 99.9% of the time you will get in trouble because you have too much free time. We need to be focused, staying on onboarding, outbound messaging, and understand that Pulse Chain will launch when Pulse Chain is ready. So a lot of this drama that I've been saying lately could have easily been avoided, and important topics, important subjects such as Godwell apparition, which I think is really, really great, got overlooked, which should have been more talked about because that was really, really awesome. And shout out to him if he's watching the show. Things like, again, more promotional work, things that we released, those also should have been the topics that we should have been talked about, and not unnecessary drama or people treating Twitter like it's Telegram. It's not. There is a reason why I only tweet when there's something really, really important to talk about. Not saying that people shouldn't be tweeting, but again, the main thing needs to remain the main thing. So we don't end up being all over the place, talking about things that don't really matter, create unnecessary drama, and then it looks like we don't know what we're talking about. And then we end up being spreading around. So it's very, very important that we keep this in mind. And I wanted to say this on the show because I never talk behind people's back. And because I love you, I love this community. We're like a family. And again, we need to be able to calibrate ourselves sometimes, but also understand the point of view where people are coming from. Everything comes with responsibility. Freedoms comes with responsibility. We are free to say whatever we want to say. I forget this famous quote. I think it was from Eminem. He said, you can say whatever you want to say, even about me or whatever it might be. But the moment you do that, then the other party can also say whatever they want to say. This is how freedom works. So we need to be very, very cognizant of that. So that way there's freedom of speech, but freedom of speech also comes with consequences too. So we need to be cognizant of that. I appreciate the work that you have been doing. This is the reason why I want this to stay on course on the main purpose of why we started this and what we're here to do. So this is why it's very, very important. Again, being direct, not being rude, and understanding that we have bigger things to fry and more awesome things that's going to happen in the future. So this is why, again, I can understand where Will is coming from, but there's a couple of things that we need to do better on the go forward so that we can avoid situations like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Amen. Sorry. Now go ahead. I know you had some comments, but I just wanted to mention those three things, and of course we can go more in details on that stuff. But I just wanted you to know that, because even me at first I was like, "Whoa, what is going on?" You know what I mean? I didn't understand. But because I know you as a person, I know you didn't mean anything harm. But there's certain things that we need to do better so that we can avoid, you know, unnecessary potential division in the community. Because ultimately, our long-term goals are all the same, and we need to remember what unites us, not what divides us. So it's very, very, very important that. And thanks for the
I mean, like, you know, listening to different points of view than our own, you know, that's not very popular right now. And that's okay, because, you know, I don't care about being the most popular person. I care about being true to myself, especially with sudden wealth syndrome and with you know, being in a minor traffic accident that almost cost me like my personality in a sense, because it, like, you know, because I got a concussion and had to deal with all that. So I'm good with, like, you know, having whoever I want on the show. Like I'm good. And that's it, you know, it's a different show than Quant Gang, but that's how we got Quant Gang to be popular, was by doing it on here. And then Quant Gang got more popular than people wanting to learn self-help stuff with Hex therapy. But it's okay, you know. What some people are calling drama, I would call just a difference of opinion. And when we stop, you know, that's one of the things I liked the most about Quant Gang, was the times when all of us had a different opinion and still came together at the end of the show.
But those are the same, Manny. So a couple of things here. Again, number one, and for the record, like I told you, I am very, very happy that you're doing well, because that was the first thing that comes to mind. Wait a minute, Maddie got into an accident. I didn't know about what's going on. And then I caught the thing on the live, and then knowing that you're okay and that you didn't hurt yourself really, really made me feel relieved. So that, number one, first and foremost, again, because for me, your family, I'm not a fake person. You know what I mean? If I like somebody long term for the core value, I like somebody. I might disagree with you. I might argue with you like a family member, like a brother, but the core value still remain the core value. But then again, like your beloved brother, if you go the wrong way, sometimes it's my responsibility to check you the same way you would do the same with me, because it's out of love. So the issue here, which is very important, I didn't want to call it the issue here, but the divergence here isn't the difference of opinion. Again, let me say it again. It's about the better communication. It's about letting people know, because then if they don't know, then they have to guess. And when they guess, now it's like, it sounds like something else was behind the scenes. So that's the part that needs to be better handled, because by handling that better, we can all be better as a community, and we can avoid potential misunderstanding. So to recap once again, is the part that I found a little bit disappointing was just, I didn't know about the thing, because it sounds like that's not what you mean, but it sounds like you were either afraid of what we will say to the guy, which is the reason why we end up not being there, because that's what it comes across, even though that may not be your intention, but situations like that comes across that way, because we would love to be able not to grill the guy, but, you know, ask important questions and probably educate him.
Because the reason why we did this stream in the middle of the day was because Clay chooses to use his time to spend with his family at night, and the time that we have Quant Gang overlaps with his family dinner.
Yeah,
and
but that's
even
fine.
if it didn't, then he still wanted to be interviewed one-on-one. And so those weren't my calls. My call was to do the interview in the first place, to keep the interview scheduled, even though I knew that everybody in the community disagreed with it. And then to, you know, not rage at the guy, because my strategy here, my rationale, right, which hasn't necessarily been asked for yet, but my rationale, right, in making that decision to have him on and to speak with him for a little bit over 2 hours was my recognition that there are two types of people, right? There are people who understand Hex already and appreciate it, and people who don't understand it yet. And if we're too impatient with the people who don't understand Hex, then we're not going to get any more people who understand Hex, right?
But you see, but that's the difference, right? Because you know me, and I'm very patient, and I've helped people even one-on-one that were not even quote unquote popular for hours. Here's the thing that I want you to see.
So let's set up a talk between you and Clay. I can
Sure,
help with that.
But just on that note, okay, which is very important. So I want you to see the nuance, right? This is what I would have done. Again, this is just out of love because I love you. You can listen to it, you cannot, it's up to you. But the thing is this: if it gets to a point where it's like, oh, that's his only time schedule or whatever, right? The common code is just like, hey guys, I'm gonna go live with the guy on X day or this or whatever. He wanted this time or whatever, short notice, boom, boom, boom. So we just know, instead of like, hey, Matty goes live and then boom, that's the guy there that's like being acting crazy in the community. Again, that's what it comes across. That's how you shut down speculation. Because then people ask, well, why are we not there? Why are we not able to ask our questions? And then it's like, well, is the guy afraid? What's going on? So
I almost raged at the dude. So I know everybody else would rage because everybody else was talking shit on him, right?
Well, so, everybody else is not me or Wells. And my thing is, again, the point is you're taking away the potential opportunity for me to have a chance.
Because I'm not taking it away because we can still set something up and you can ask your
questions. The guy's not here. I don't like to talk to people when they're not here. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. We can set something up to get an interview with you and him.
But at this point, honestly, that's what I'm only saying this here once. It's not really relevant because what's done is already done. I'm just going to address the points that he missed that I wish I was able to talk about, which are important, and then we're just going to move on. But again, it's an opportunity to improve, so that in the long run, we can avoid situations like that. That's it. And I'm only saying this out of love because if I didn't care, I wouldn't even say anything. I'll just move on, right? But I'm not doing that. And I'm not talking behind people's back. I'm coming on the show that I love because I spend a lot of time here and people spend a lot of time being here. And that's what I still want to be here because we have a great show. But for the show to continue to be great, there's certain things that needs to be done better, especially when it's a hot topic. If it was anything else related, you have never heard me say anything once.
Well,
anything
related said he quit the show because the guy did get a platform. So should I have given him a bigger platform with you or not at all?
Yeah. No, at this point,
because there's disagreement there. So
yeah, but at this point, because of the way it was handled already, and so
just tell me how you would want me to handle it in the future if Whales and you and I were working together and there was a 3-person team who had a disagreement. How would you want me to have handled this same situation in the future?
Perfect. Great question. And this is kind of what I was trying to hint at earlier, right? So number one, common courtesy. Hey, I really want to have the talk with the guy, whoever the guy is. Right? Forget Clay for a second, whoever the guy is. I really want to have the talk with the guy. This is the date. This is the show. Do you guys would like to be here? Ask your question. Obviously, if you are, be respectful. If you don't like the guy or don't like and can't be respectful for whatever reason, don't be on the show that day. That's fine. But at least there is a heads up. At least there is no surprise. What's going on? This and that. It's that common courtesy part because, again, delivery message more important than the message, so people don't misunderstand where your intention lies. Those are the things.
I was dealing with my head injury, and I did put it up on YouTube. So I probably should have messaged you directly.
Yes, exactly. Because again, it's not about YouTube. It's about us, people that are in the show. And again, bad timing. Totally get it. Still love you. I hope you. Again, I'm glad you're doing well. What's done is done.
But communicating wasn't on my mind. It was trying to prove that I hadn't lost any cognitive functioning. So I wasn't really operating from a place of like, you know, being in a good place. I was operating from frantically trying to prove that I could still do everything I do.
Exactly. The same way, again, emotion gets high, we get excited, this and that. I totally understand. But again, you asked me, right? What can be done better and to go forward? That's what is going to do it well. And again, I'm saying this out of love because for me, you're family. So, and again, well, nobody's perfect, right? but how can we get better and then be able to do better next time? It's literally that simple. And again, we don't need to interview the guy. I don't want to give the guy a bigger platform. Most of the points got some of it addressed. The rest, I just want to kind of bring it up here, and then we'll just be able to move on. And again, I'm very glad that you're doing well in terms of your health. So that's very, very important to me. But that's
I'm still getting kind of raked over the coals by the community. I know you can't see my DM box, but lots of people don't like what I've done since I hit my head. So
time heal all wounds, right? Ain't that funny? So because people need to have time to be able to digest, you know, whatever has happened. And again, this is why I want to talk about it on the show, because, you know, yes, it is a little bit sad that, you know, Wells now no longer comes to be on the show. And obviously, we're going to be respectful of his decision. So the same way my respectful decision, I still want to come on the show because ultimately we're bigger than this. I'm coming here for the hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people that come and watch the show. So, and I want to just steer people back into the right directions because, again, the main thing stays the main things. Hex is still Hex. We still got a duty to do. We still got to educate the new people. We still got to not think like traders, but the stakers that we are, right? If you got too much free time on your hand, go do something productive. Go on board somebody. Go do more outbound messaging so that you don't end up in a situation where you end up doing all kinds of weird stuff just because you got too much free time on your hand. Again, Richard said it best yesterday, and people need to stop over speculating about, you know, what he says, this, that, birthday. So that way it lowers the friction and the unnecessary drama, because again, it is unnecessary. So, and understand that you're free to say whatever you want to say, but then again, the consequences comes with it. That's how freedom of speech works. Okay. So now that this is out of the way, unless there is, you know, any other comments that I'm seeing on the chat or you want to address, we can move on to other topics, but I want to go over some of the couple key points that I wish would have been asked during the interview, and then we'll just move on with the show. So, but before that, I want to see if you have any other comments you wanted to address, because that was the main thing I wanted to talk about, at least.
Yeah, I think having differences of opinion is valuable, especially in, you know, when we're not trying to be a cult. And so I want to thank everybody out there who is tolerating people's differences of opinion and using that to better themselves, because it's not easy or popular to, you know, be listening to different points of view. And so now this is a skill that people can do better at or not work on at all, but it's a skill either way.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And once again, double down with it by saying, and the ultimate value is to always, always be respectful. You can be very direct, but you don't have to be rude. And the reason why people like myself or like Richard that are good with debates and all this other stuff, it's because they understand both sides. The reason why Richard is this good is because he can argue the other side better than the other side can. And he's comfortable being in uncomfortable situation because ultimately he knows the truth. He knows the ultimate value. So there's no reason to be triggered. But then again, learning a couple tricks to avoid people to unnecessarily misunderstand where you're coming from, so we don't have to go into like damage control. It's kind of like, I give you an analogy, kind of like with health. Like, why would I want to do something that's going to get me sick and then get the medicine when I can just learn how to try to, you know, eat better, do the better things so I can just avoid, you know, the suffering of going through, right? The medical, the pills, the surgery, the whatever it might be. Make sense? This is where I am coming from. I have no problem people having difference of opinions because my foundation is strong. I've done my math. I've done my staking before everybody. Whenever anybody says, I know the truth, I know what's going to work, I know where my wealth's going to build from, I'm just here to share the message and educate the people. So whether people think the way I do or not, I know that the math is still the math. And this is one of the things that has always bonded all of us in the community, no matter what, irrespective of where, you know, difference of opinions, because the value proposition is that strong, the system is that strong, and is so perfectly designed that we can all be perfectly selfish in our own way, which actually helps everybody else because the incentives are well designed to do so. The same way God will helps the system in his own selfish way because he gets his interest like everybody else, but he helps the system. Same thing with the OA, which you beautifully said yesterday. You educated him on that, which I think that was good, when you explained to him how the staking rate is around 15%, because more than that, he will be, you know, getting interest from itself. And it also acts as a defense mechanism. So for that, you did a good job. Make sense?
Yes.
You're very welcome. Let me see if there's something in the chat. So yeah, no one, respect. Thanks for the kind words, everybody. This is awesome. Yeah, guys, Maddie is my brother no matter what. So don't you worry about that. This is just the love. So that way everybody is cool and we do it here because it's fun. All right. My biggest thing that I think he didn't understand about, again, the supply and all this other stuff with Hex, because Hex is definitely special because Hex has metrics that nobody else has, right? When we talk about future market supply, when we're talking about the dynamic of, you know, staking, unstaking, the burning on the coin, those are the things that are, like, to me, it's almost futuristic in a way where it's like Hex is so ahead that I think the general market won't fully understand the genius into probably anywhere between 2, 3 to 5 years from now. That's how powerful it is. But that's also why I'm so bullish and why I was so early, because by the time they really figure out what it is, it's going to be even more insane. The same way, remember back in the day when people didn't understand what DeFi was or proof of stake was or total value lock, all this other stuff, right? Because it was so new and so revolutionary that they couldn't really understand. So when he says, oh, always stakes and this and that, like Hodder Dog perfectly said, it is not true because OA has provided liquidity. OA has deal with, you know, personal loss, all this other stuff. So they're not like Satoshi coins when it's like they're not moving. They are not being sold directly on market, but that doesn't mean that they're dormant. So that was the first confusion that he had that needed to be addressed. So he didn't.
I don't think that was confused. They're project controlled coins.
Yeah, but the point is that they're not dormant, and I'm gonna get to the other points. But the first point was like they were never dormant.
So he's mislabeled. He's basically what he's doing is he's putting like 2 or 3 different asterisks next to the word circulating.
Exactly.
And throwing in a bunch of definitions that don't mean circulating.
Exactly. He's trying to oversimplify something that he does not fully understand. So they were never dormant. They have provided a liquidity, which actually is a great thing. That allows big buyers also to come in and yes, the price is going to go against them, but not crazy enough that they don't want to buy a big amount. So provide liquidity is very important. But then again, just like the tragedy of the commons, the person's doing it, so to speak, is kind of losing as the price go up, but somebody has to do it, right? So again, they serve purpose number 1, providing liquidity. Purpose number 2, which is my favorite. This is one of the first things that I educated the community about the system. How I said, it's kind of like Federal Reserve controlling interest rate in a way, because there is a transfer of wealth that's being done between the people who are not stake versus the people who are stake. So the simple fact that those coins are hold liquid, it's important because that's what defines the 3.69 daily inflation that we all earn. In other words, the bigger the bucket, the well of the OA unstaked coins become, the bigger the value of our daily 3.69 inflation becomes. So although they're sitting there, there's a transfer of value that's happening every day. And this is how the system works, which is so powerful. This is the reason why when 50% of the emergency penalty, all this other stuff, we don't get the value of that other 50% right away. But the simple fact that they end up falling in OA wallets and stay liquid, the transfer of that value is still being done, but it's being done at a gradual over time ratio. This is why we say it's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. So if OA accrues, let's say, 1 year worth of penalty many years from now, and it's $1 billion worth of penalty or stuff that's just sitting there, the following year, we're going to get 3.6, assuming there's no more penalties, we're going to get 3.69 daily inflation of that value paid to us over time. The fact that those tokens are sitting there liquid is what allows us to get a 5.8, 5.7 hex per t-shirt payout. It's very important. This is why hex is different. This is why hex is so revolutionary. Because if it wasn't for those tokens sitting the way they were sitting, we wouldn't be getting the payout that we're getting. So again, they're not moving in the traditional sense. They're not being sold into the market in the traditional sense, but the value, the transfer economic value of those tokens is still happening. And it's paid to who? The people the most deserving. And the people the most deserving is the hex staker class. And this is the key. So this is the reason why I personally have a problem with that, because mathematically and understanding the system, those coins are not dormant because they're transferring value in an indirect way, which is revolutionary, that nobody else in crypto, period, has ever seen. That's why it's so revolutionary. That's why we say LPB, longer pays better. That's why I say it's t-shirt preservation, because this is how you get to get the value from the system. That's why I say get your copy now, because on Pulse Chain with t-shirt acceleration, which is already happening, we're almost at 19,500 hex per t-shirt, which is moving faster and faster. Those who don't have those t-shirts will not have access to the well to get the water. They're going to end up in the desert. While the few, the selected few who delay gratification, are going to have access to the water, because that bucket is still going to grow over time. Trillions of dollars are going to, you heard it first if you didn't get it yet, trillions of dollars are going to be sitting in OA addresses. And the people who are going to have access to that trillions of dollars are the people who are staked. Are you going to get the trillions of dollars right away? No, you're going to get it at a 3.69 daily inflation rate. But the point of the matter is you will get it. And this is why it's important. And this is why they are not dormant, because there's a transfer of value. And this is why those tokens should not be burned, because it will mess up the math, mess up the system, and mess up our payout. And this is how also, like the meme, when the traders are getting wrecked, they're becoming the liquidity, and the staker class is always winning. How is that happening? It's because as the trader gets wrecked, as emergency penalties are happening, as people are getting all those weekends and whatever, all that money gets dumped into the buckets of the OA, and the staker class is taking that value over time because it's a mechanism of the system. This is what staking always win in the end. And this is something Clay Collins doesn't understand, because he didn't spend the hours and hours and hours that we have done. That's why he should not be messing around with our metrics, because he doesn't have a clue. And this is why I wish I was there, because I would have educated him on the spot to understand why those coins are doing marvelous for the community. Satoshi's coins are not helping no fucking body, okay? Because Bitcoin doesn't pay a yield. So they truly are just dormant out there. And the excuse of, oh, it's too big of a crypto, or, oh, we cannot fully audit it, so that's why we're going to leave that. To me, that's garbage. You're basically telling me we spend the time, we spend hours, we were transparent. My very good friend Gunter spent hours doing that Excel spreadsheet. So let me remind you guys, it took him weeks to fucking do it, okay? We took out of our way. We give you all that value for free, and then you're going to use that to penalize us? That makes no sense to me. Because basically, have we not done that, have we not provide clarity, visibility for free, transparency for free, explaining the behavior of the OA, not telling you what's going to happen, but telling you what has happened. Again, facts here, not feelings, that he never sold a single coin, but provided liquidity. Now you take all of our transparency and then you use that against us. That is not cool. And the simple fact that we don't have the highest transparency metrics on Nomics, that Binance has more than me, that's another thing that blows my mind. Everything is on chain. We don't really have any really significant amount on centralized exchange. So how the hell are we not having a transparent metrics of almost 100%? That's another thing that bothers me that I wish I could have asked him. So Hex clip, maybe you cut this, clip this, send it to the guy, educate him, please, or somebody, send it to the guy. But he needs to understand that OA is doing so many things for the system at such a high level that only those who really do the deep dive are able to fully grasp and understand. And once you do, you won't be caught up in the nonsense. You won't be wasting your time trading. You'll be out there gobbling as many t-shirts as you can because you only get that opportunity once. And once you get left behind, and some of us start getting insane daily payout in the thousands of dollars, don't come back and complain and say, oh, you guys got lucky and this and that. No, it's not luck. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. And this is why I'm going back full circle in conclusion to my favorite quote from Einstein. Once again, right? The 8 wonders. Those who earn, he who understands it earns it. Let me rephrase that. He who understands the OA earns the value, because OA is just the transfer mechanism. That's it. God well understood that. That's why he stayed the way he stayed, because he knows the transfer of value will happen. And over time, those who are more longer men, they're going to siphon the bigger pie from the inside. Years from now, nobody's going to care about what the price was today, but we're going to care about how many T-shares you have, or B shares for that matters. So again, he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. That's the key. Very, very, very important. And this is why shows like Quant Gang are so important, because we want to spend the time educating our community as well, so they can educate the new people. So now you understand where I'm coming from, why I said I wish I was there, because I would be able to have an opportunity not to just tell the guy, oh, you're wrong and this and that, because I don't care. At the end of the day, we don't care about those market sites. But it would have been nice, because he seemed genuine that he wanted to learn. It would have been a great learning experience moment for me to at least educate him on why the part that is missing, at the very least, so we can actually benefit from the interaction besides potentially giving the guy just a free platform or whatever it might be. So, but yeah, those key points were what I wish I was able to say to the guy. But hey, maybe somebody's gonna clip this and send it to him.
Sounds good.
All right. So what are people saying in the chat here? Let's see. Nice. Again, guys, thanks for the kind word. Thanks for being here as always, which is awesome. Anxious. Yeah, the November 18 joke. Yeah, no. So yeah, I think that concludes the Clay Collins segment, I guess, which is funny for that. But yeah, hopefully again somebody clip this, send it to the guy so he can educate himself, so he can stop messing with our market cap. Because then again, watch how another thing that you said, which was funny, which I think could happen too. People moving the goalposts. Watch how now, let's say, not just OA, but big stakers start to stake a lot, right? And then watch how maybe 6 months from now, a year from now, they might change the metric again, because now the stake coin value is too high. You know what I mean? Because as we continue to educate people, which I'm planning on doing for many, 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 many years to come, people are going to realize the value, people are going to stake, and the price is going to go back up, and this TVL is going to go to the roof, which is awesome. But then again, they might decide to say, hey, you know what, we're going to change the metrics again, And again, those people don't fully understand how the system works, because if they did, they will be able to understand why those coins are not dormant and how the system actually works the way it works, which is very, very important. So on that note, we can close that chapter. Moving to the next topic, I think it'd be great to talk about the Godwell. That's pretty cool. That's another cool topic.
Yeah, somebody in the chat was asking about Vegas tickets for the hexconference.com event on January 6th through 9th, or on March 6th through 9th in person in Vegas. I just updated the ticket sales page, so people should be able to get to it by the complicated link that I just posted, or just by going again to hexticket.com.
Bang, bang.
Thanks for letting me know.
Welcome. Yeah. So yeah, in the topic of God wealth, a couple of great things. Again, this is somebody, funny enough, that we have talked about before for a while, and second tragedy, and he was just so great that, like I tweeted, he took upon himself to, because he didn't have to do anything, but get a Twitter account created so he can stop the impersonation of his name, which I think that was really cool, because he cared enough for the community to basically show up and defend the community. So again, things like that makes me very, very bullish. And more importantly, I'm already very driven, but it just fires me up, like same thing with A-Bit when he took that little clip when Richard said good things about him, which are, again, well earned, fires him up, you know what I mean? Because again, they're out there spreading the word, right? Doing the most important thing, the outbound messaging at the end of the day, right? So the fact that he took upon himself, came in, stopped the imposter, I think that was very powerful. Provide the signature, shout out to Gary to help out as well. The 7777 hex that he sent out, that was pretty dope. Providing proof.
Yeah, the God whale. Oh, now we're on to a good topic.
Yeah, so that was really, really cool. Again, it's funny because that should have been really the talk of the town. And, I think in the coming weeks, more than that, because huge. Defense the community, show up, stop the imposter, verify on the blockchain who he is, followed us now, that he's always watching, super bullish. He's talking about Hex being millions per coin. That's awesome in the long term, because again, he probably, my educated guess, truly deeply understand how the system works. And he has long time preferences. People still forget, we don't just call him Godwell because it's a lot of money he has. No, it's because he's Genesis from Ethereum. He has displayed diamond hands capabilities, and I can learn to respect that because he can prove it on the blockchain with his wallet, which is a Genesis wallet. So he's a long-term holder, understand the value, love the community, love the work that we do.
How often is it that an OG Ethereum supports an altcoin project, right? And then start saying that it's better than Bitcoin, right?
That was just about to say that. Yeah,
amazing thing.
Long term, yeah. And again, the ethos is there, the long term value is there. Provide backstop, provide support. Sometimes probably even provide liquidity at some point too.
And providing a voice of reason. Okay, I like that too. Right, because the real God whale has, stood up for A-Bit, right, and has encouraged the community to stop worrying about things that are out of our control and get along. And I think the timing was interesting as well, to kind of take some heat off of some less relevant things, as you said.
Exactly. And again, just to keep it a little bit like a parody, just for fun, to keep it light, for better or for worse, the fake Godwell one, this dude was hilarious. But
who was it?
We don't know who it is. I don't know who it is, but he had his comment about Trayvon. That was a burn. That was like, yo, that was funny. When he
what was it? I didn't catch that part.
He made that joke, was like, when it's like, hey, when you stop selling, hex someone. But it's just, I forget the exact thing. But
I remember now. Yeah.
It was just so funny. It was a little troll moment, but like, for better or for worse, God will show up because of him, But again, please, please, please do not impersonate anybody. That's never a good idea. But for better or for worse, we got to meet the Godwell, so in a funny way.
And on Twitter, you can follow the real God whale.
Yes. Rarely tweets, but when he does, it's great stuff.
Oh, but there's tons of tweets and replies. Have you seen all those? Yeah. I wouldn't say rarely tweet. There have been like 50 tweets in the past.
Well, it's many replies. Many replies. Because he created the account to be able to, to figure out what was going on and stop the imposters. So, which I think is pretty great. Yeah. And then he has replied to a couple of my tweets too, which is, in a humble way. It's pretty cool.
Donated 100 ETH
to
the wallet for the
Let's talk about that
documentary.
Make sure we get a good quality documentary. So again, invest in the community, investing in the stories, right? Highest of stakes. And it just, helps out. You need a little bit of drama for the story documentary, right? So I guess that kind of helps out in that version as well. So again, things happens for a reason. Long term, we're gonna be amazingly well. We just take it as an opportunity to learn and basically move on, because that's very important. And there was a tweet also that Access Alive got sent. There was another tweet from, I think it was either Einstein again, or it's either Einstein or Nikola Tesla. It was really, really important. He says something about like weak people get angry. Oh, fuck, I forget. Yeah, it's like weak people get angry, strong people forgive, and intelligent people just move on. Something like that. It's I forget. I'm butchering. I love quotes, but it's like a very, very powerful tool. Basically, to say, hey, keep the main thing. Always get your final important source from the source. So we get to always have a balancing point of view. On one hand, too much is given, too much is tested, right? Understand that you can say whatever you want to say, but understand that you got to deal with the backlash that comes with it too. That's how free speech works. And on the other hand, you should not be relying on any single person telling you what to do. This is one of the ethos, again, of Quant Gang, and Wells, I know, would agree, is that we're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to show you what the math has said. We're here to compare notes. We're here to tell you, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I have studied. This is what I have calculated. 2 + 2 = 4. Whether you like me or not, that's a fact. We're always to try to the best of our ability to provide factual information and still tell you it's not financial advice. It's mathematical advice. You want to take the math advice, you do. You don't, you don't. It's up to you. You know, same thing later when we're going to talk about the promotion, you know, that sticker app drop, which I think is great news. It's the same thing. Those same ethos values are there. It's not free money. It's, you said you want to build wealth. I said I will pay you to build wealth, and I will, because I'm a man of my word. But you need to do the work. If you don't do the work and you're going to show up and get free money, no, it's not going to work like that. So everything that needs to be done have to have those important ethos, which is really good. So again, shout out to the Godwell. This is the real one. Follow him on Twitter. I think it's a great Twitter to follow, so that, again, if you hear nonsense about Godwell in the future, guess what? You can go on Twitter now and tweet at him and ask him directly. And if he feels like replying to you, he will. Again, get it from the source, people. So that way, nobody needs to fact check anybody, right? Nobody needs to infringe on anybody else's freedom of speak. You want the real important stuff that you're going to make maybe a financial decision based out of. Go to the source. You want to hear what Richard has to say? Go to the source. You want to hear update about Pulse Chain? Go to the Pulse Chain Twitter account, right? It's the same thing. It's literally that simple, black and white. Everything else is a speculation. So that nobody needs to get triggered, but also understand that if you want to get the final definite things, you go to the source. If you want to agree with the speculation and take a bet based on the speculation, understand that it is a speculation. So don't come at people for no reason, whatever, especially people who are out there doing good for the community day in and day out. No, I will not tolerate that. That is bullshit. But again, having that balancing act is the key. So if you're out there, or if you're public face or whatever, or on YouTube or whatever it might be, the same way we say we don't like furus and we call them out, you need to understand that you cannot display furu behavior. I'm gonna put it like that. Because if you display furu behavior, you will be checked, because the rule applies to you as well. Action talks louder than words, right? Very, very important. Don't do that to yourself. So, but ultimately, we are a family. The main thing stays the main thing. Never lose sight of that. And just stay, date, and chill. Manny, that's a new updated version. It's no longer stay and chill. It's stay, date, and chill. Just relax, zoom out, build wealth. That's my
Steak what and chill? I didn't hear the second word.
Stay, date, and chill.
Date?
Dates, yeah, dating. Meeting people.
Okay.
You know,
Well, 50% of the, or what is it? I did statistics on whether the audience is in a relationship or not. So we know. I can't remember what the numbers are now. How many people have you onboarded to Hex? Let's see.
Oh, and one more thing.
In a relationship, 50% of the audience is already in a relationship.
Nice. You see, shout out to you. And again, quick comments to that. You see, if you happen to be one of those people that have free time on your hand, right? And Marco the Hexican had a great tweet about this too. And I saw this really nice picnic that he had. It was so cute with his family. Again, go spend time with that family, with that loved one, with, you know, all this relationship building that you have, because the point was for you to become financially free. The point was you're not trading, so you're staring at charts every 5 minutes, right? The point was you're building wealth in the background so you can live stress-free and go live your best life, whatever that definition is. Travel the world, meeting new people, spending time with family. Another good friend of mine that was winner of my old promotion back in the day, when he, remember the guy that had a kid, and then he had the stake after the kid that he went to the hospital, that he said his number one gift that he loved, which I think was powerful, is like, she said, my wife got her husband back. See, so you don't have to worry about over trading this and that. He can just chill, spend quality time with his wife and his kids and his newborn. That, to me, that's powerful. That's the liberation that the system provides. That's the most important thing. Not worrying about the little things. Like, again, people got too much free time, so they go keyboard warrior style instead of just like, if you got that much free time, like, go spend time with your quality loved one, go onboard somebody, outbound messaging, like, just chill. There's no point, you know, doing all this other random stuff. Like, no, don't do that. You're hurting yourself. You get in trouble 99.9% of your time when you have free time. I've said this many times, and this was a perfect example. And Richard doubled down on it yesterday, which was epic. Great short stream, by the way, which was cool. And one little side note, and somebody said in the comment, we are literally seriously thinking about it too, although we're very busy. But yeah, we might end up coming out with our own aggregated mini sites as well, definitely, because we have all the Hex metrics that we might be able to spin off on the V2 in the future. You know, Steph we'll talk about it in our meeting, and RG mentioned it. So everything will be ultimately fixed in due time. That's why we're stress-free. They want to listen, great. We want to educate them. They're open-minded, great. But ultimately, we do not rely on them. Because, and I say this again, respectfully, we do not need anybody. Okay, I don't need to yell or curse at people, but I need them to understand we do not need anybody. Build and they will come. We have order of priorities, like, you know, pulse chain, onboarding people, lowering the fees. Those are priorities. But after all that is done and we're a well-oiled machine, make no mistake, everything else that we see wrong, that's not right, we're going to build. It's just that simple, because we're doers. And they're messing with the wrong community if they think that we're just going to sit around and wait for them to like get permission and stuff like that. No. But do we have to be rude? No, we don't need that. That's toxic behavior. We don't need that. But we can be very direct. Bam, bam, bam.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the kind word, Joe Exotic. Good to see you, brother. Boom, boom, boom. So that was that. So again, follow God Wells, very important. And another thing that I think that's going to be great, I've met people here that are not only now looking into Hex, you know, because I'm still in Dubai, right? That's why. Sorry, guys, you're going to have to wait another week before you can see the beautiful face again. You know, upsec here for my friend. But yeah, I've onboarded like 5 people since I got here. I've had somebody three days ago onboarded $30,000. Easy peasy. Again, it's still happening. They're like, oh my God, we're still very early. Oh my God, I'm looking to park my money somewhere and get some yield. The moment I said double-digit yield, she was already sold. Literally. Like, there's so much money here, it's stupid. Like, people say, yeah, can I just throw 10K? Can I just throw it? Like, that's just to show how early we are. and how it's just like people just need to chill, like just relax, zoom out. If you find yourself being overly stressed, like you need to like go outside, you know, turn off the computer and just go chill, you know. So it's very, very important to stay balanced, stay based on that area, which is cool. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Amen. Next important topic, which I think will be great, will be to talk about the Staker app promotion, which I think is going to be great.
Staker app promotion?
Yeah. And it's funny, a little backstory, right? Because not ideally, but at first I wanted to wait because I've been, again, like I told people, I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been crafting it, you know. We released 2. This is just the beginning, which is very powerful. We're going to talk about it now, but there's more in the background that I'm working on as well. So again, I told you guys, I'm the second given true crypto after Richard Hart. We're going to be doing some baller move that you have never seen in crypto. Because again, we want to reward the right behavior for people who understand the system and truly want to build wealth. And my promise to the squid, turtles, and crabs that I will help you build wealth. You just need to do your part. You do the work, I create the incentive. It's literally that simple. No pain, no gain, right? Which is really, really cool. And I was inspired again to the Godwell because again, he showed up and it's like, wow, he didn't have to. And I was like, you know what? Let me just drop it now because the time would have been better, and then counter the negativity and remind people why we're here and what's even the most important thing. Because, you know, it was either that or maybe wait until, you know, after the Pulse chain launch, you know, lower fee and this and that. And then it hit me when it's like, no, Hex is finished. Hex is complete. Finito. Yes, it sucks that we have to deal with Ethereum, but then again, the share rate is not waiting for nobody. So better just drop the promotion now. And those who really understand the system, those who really want to stake long and see the value, although the gas fee sucks, but they won't matter because if they stake for long enough, which is what a Quattro Cinco allows you to do, see the long-term view, even the fee doesn't really matter, knowing especially that you're going to get a copy on Pulse chain. So when that hit me once again, I was like, no, I'm not going to let Ethereum gas fee gatekeep my promotion. Fuck that. Let's go. Let's drop it. And then, you know, literally when I think about that, and that's when Godwell started to tweet. So perfect timing for that. So Miley, if you're going to go on Twitter, please, and you can go to the Staker app Twitter, so I can show you here live to people where to go so that they can watch and read about the articles for the promotion if they haven't already, because I know, believe it or not, right, some people still don't know how to follow direction. So we want to show them here live where to go, which is really cool. So if you could go to the tweet, please.
Go down.
Yes, find the tweet for the promo. Yeah, further down. I think we tweeted about it like 2-3 days ago. And it's like an animation video too. So further down, stick up guest ticket. Yeah, that one. Perfect. And then
do you want me to share the sound? Because I'll have to reset it up for that.
Perfect. And then I want you to click on the link because I want to show people who haven't read it where to go to find the link article. It's very, very easy, but just in case. But yeah, play it first. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to the dev. I can't say his name, but yeah. So now if you can go to the link above. Oh, thank you. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to break it down. And the cool thing is that I'm going to explain what the promotions are. And then as a little Easter egg, I'm going to explain kind of also the hidden token economics, which I think is very bullish.
Hey, it's you.
For long term. Yes, sir. You're very welcome. So click on the link help us take that app. So everybody right now in the chat, this is what you need to do. You have to click on the link.
They can't see it. I already clicked on it. Weird.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. Because you probably opened the window, but the window's not yet. Then share that other window screen, please.
Sure. Another bug in StreamYard like earlier today.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And then when you're here, you want to go to where it says, again, apps, 6 articles written by me. Just wanted to kind of show people just a brief overview. So those are all the articles. This is really important for when you onboard somebody, stake your app, question this and that. Literally, if you don't want somebody to make a mistake, send money to the wrong place, or send money to the Hex contract, you don't want that kind of nonsense. This is the hub. Help us take that app. From there, boom, brand new person, you send them this, they can't make a mistake. They will know how to sign in, use the app, how to do the wallet setup, how to safely write down the seed phrase, how to do the funding, how to do the swap. It's literally break it down to the ridiculous so that they cannot even make a mistake. So I just wanted to briefly share that, which is important. Yes, sir. Belly break, right?
Thank you. Thank you, Brandon, so much for the $133.69 super chat.
Nice.
The Hex Truth Engine is no joke. We all go through changes, as the only constant is the Hex inflation and yield earned daily. Cheers.
Bang, 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 Belly Brand. You're absolutely right. So right here, quickly, this is for onboarding. When you have a brand new person, especially to the Staker app, you send them this link. They can follow direction. And then if they have questions, then they can contact you. So this is a tool that I created to help you guys out so you can leverage those articles. So that was the first thing that I kind of wanted to show. Money, scroll down so people can see all this. Yeah, because it goes into the site. And then the features, what are they? Advanced features, very important. So they say, what does a Staker app does? What is the different than MetaMask, blah, blah, blah. So you don't have to, quote unquote, repeat yourself. You can literally just use the articles that are written and you can share that with your friend. Again, we're talking about building system. Let's say you do a group presentation, talk to 5-10 people. You want to be able to explain everything to them. And more importantly, people have low retention. They don't always remember what you said when you leave. And then sometimes they can make a mistake. So having a tool like that, they can go back to the article. Oh, how do I do the signing again? How do I do the funding? How do I set up my account? How do I make sure I safely write my seed for all this other stuff? You can literally just send them to the articles here, and then they can just read it all. Very easy. They're short articles, very easy to read. So I just wanted to show that real quick. Maddie, hit the back.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for making this. It's a great resource.
You're very, very welcome. Hey, my good friends in the chat. Samantha, what's up, honey? Good to see you. In Boston too. So shout out to her and her husband. So yeah, hit the back button, Maddie, please, because now we got to go to the other section, which is going to be the marketing below. Marketing campaign. Boom. That's the one. So the first and foremost, the one that excites me the most, this is literally the promotion that I literally created for the Staker class and for the people that I said I will help you build wealth. It's very important. And then I'm going to talk about a second promotion to kind of explain how 2 and 2 are tied together. So for the token economics and how you can win on both sides. So Operation Quattro Cinco, which is a cool name. So
cool name.
Because yes, we are on a mission. We are driven. It is an operation. And for people to remember, the main thing stays the main thing. So click on the link, please. So the overview is very, very simple. Number one, it is a weekly competition. Let me say it again. Weekly competition every week. Saturday to Saturday is the timeline. And then we're going to be announcing winners on the Sunday show. But it's every week. So there's no fear mongering. There is no, oh my God, I'm going to miss this, miss that. You have the opportunity every single week. There is literally no excuse. It's perfectly designed. So even if the big money wants to take all the prizes, because it's every week, they're going to win all the prizes every week. Sooner or later, I know the little guy, which is why I designed this for, are going to be able to take advantage of that. because the little guy typically also is willing to stake long compared to the bigger wallet. So chances are they're going to be able to win this. It's every week. It's designed to help them build wealth because they're going to be able to maximize T-shares as well. And if you start now, which is amazing, before snapshot, the value of the bonus is double because you're getting double the T-share. Then if you win, guess what? If you're smart, you can take that money and increase your T-share count as well. And anything you increase before the snapshot, you're getting double the value, which is why it's very, very important. So number one, it is a weekly competition. Number two, yes, from the get-go, you need to have a Staker Smart Wallet. It is company fund. Therefore, you need to have that. So all of you guys who have MetaMask, that's great. That's cute. But get yourself a smart wallet if you haven't already, because you need to have a Staker app. And we're proud to announce once again, since the inception, the average staking length on the Staker app is over 10 years. This is what most people use for their T-share preservation, long-term, high security, no success, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. This is why it's perfectly designed for that. And not only it's every week, but we have 10 winners every week. Everything combined, including the feed promotion, we're spending almost $10,000 every single week because, again, we love and care about our community and we want people to build wealth. So the dynamic, to keep it simple, is during that weekly competition, okay? Whether you stake the first day of the week, which is the Saturday, or the last day of the weekly competition, which is the following Saturday before 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern, depending on where you live, before the day close of the staking day. So you still be counted on that week. And like the name says, Operation Quattro Cinco, those are 5 stakes that you have to do in order to qualify. The minimum amount, to keep it very low, so there's no barrier of entry, is $100, very low. So let me give you like an example. Let's say, best case scenario, nobody staked for 555. You're the only one that staked for 555 for that day, for that week. And let's say you were to do a $100 stake. If you're the first winner, which is the only one winner, you literally win $2,000. It's like a 20x on your money. You stake $100 for 15 years. You qualify for the promo. And of course, if nobody else has staked for 5 years and also has a Staker app, then you will be the number one winner. Of course, I'm anticipating many people to stake because, again, it's a no-brainer because that's what you want to do. And then it's going to go by order of, obviously, magnitude. So whoever staked the bigger amount is going to be, obviously, the number one. So if 10 people win, obviously, number one is going to have the one that staked the most hex, right? That's, again, common sense. So we purposely create the minimum to be low so that there's no barriers of entry, but $100 because we want to make sure that we done the math. $100, even with the Ethereum gas fee and stake over 15 years, Quattro Cinco 15.2 is still a tremendous value to justify why, even with a high fee from Ethereum, it's still a smart idea to do it. And also, you're going to get the copy on the Pulse chain, which is important to have as well. Okay? 3 simple, easy rule. Get yourself a smart wallet if you don't have already. Stake for 15 years, 5. It has to be 5. Minimum amount is $100, of course. Maximum amount is as much as you want. And if you guys remember back in the day during the hoodie promotion, the minimum amount people had to stake in hex term was almost around anywhere between $300 to $500. So we even lowered the barrier of entry compared to before. So literally, you have no excuse. And every week, 10 winners. Top prize, Maddie, go back up, please. $2,000. Second prize, $1,500. Third prize, $1,000. And again, after that, it only decreased by $100. So whether you're 4th place or whether you're 6th place, 7th place, there's not that big of a difference. So you still get to win. And let's say you were to stake every single week or every 2 weeks, depending on, let's say, you work hard at a job, like many of you are, because again, I manage most of the tickets on the Staker apps. I talk most of the community. Some of you guys, because you get my email directly. And I know you're out there working hard, building wealth, delaying gratification on your job so you can build your own wealth. So that's why when I thought about the $100 minimum, I thought about that person that works hard, that wants to invest, but has bills, but is able to spare at least a couple $100, if not once per month, once every 2 weeks when they get paid. So this is going to be perfectly designed for that person. And this is also the reason why I want to do it every week, because again, some people get paid 1 week, some people get paid the other week. So that way everybody get a chance to win. If this week it's not payday for you, it's okay. Next week you can participate. And if you win once, you can win again. Let me make this clear. You can win every single week. Those who didn't watch the stream or didn't take advantage of the promotion, that's opportunity for you. Let me say it again. That is opportunity is for you. If nobody wants to stake 5555 and you're the only one doing it, you will win $2,000. And if you happen to be the top value one staking, then you will get that. So very, very easy, very, very powerful. Take advantage of it. And
how do people find out if they won or see the leaderboard?
Great. Now, in the beginning, to keep it very, very simple, because we don't have the bandwidth right now, because again, with Pulse Chain, which is our priority, just to set proper expectation, it will launch when it's ready, which means it could be a couple weeks from now, it could be a month from now, 6 months from now, I don't care. But that is our priority. So this is why we're always on standby, ready to go. Because if Fisher say, hey, it's a go, we need to be ready for that, because we want to make sure people get their coins ready to go. So that's our priority. And I say this to say this. We will do the Sunday show and announce the winner. So Saturday to Saturday, and then on Sunday, we announce the winner. Now, in the future, most likely, we're going to build a leaderboard, or maybe we're going to contract a dev to do that for us. Maybe somebody in the community is going to step up. But the point of the matter is, because you have to be a Staker wallet user, you can't just go on Hex.vision and then see who staked Quattro Cinco, because you don't know if that person has a Staker wallet or not. We have the information. We have the database. Eventually, we will create a leaderboard, but in the beginning, we're just going to announce it in the show. So easy peasy, just stake, put your best feet forward, understand you're going to have competition, be smart. So me explaining about the minimum is just to say, if nobody take advantage of it and you're the only one to take advantage of it and you stake $100, you literally instantaneously every week, you can 20x your money, which is insane. Now, I wouldn't recommend for you to stake the minimum, because if you stake $100 and somebody stake $200, then of course he's going to win and you're not going to win. So be smart, do your calculation, do what you think is best. And this is the reason why we lower the barrier of entry for $100. So we want you to win, but we want you to understand why you're also staking for 15 years. So there's no, I got tricked to stake for long term. No. Stake because you want to stake.
Are Staker employees eligible for such giveaways?
That's a good question. Well, technically they have Staker wallet, but we don't really need it. I mean, we're the one giving away the money, right? So
good answer. And then Valiant Brand is also doing a super chat thanking you for something here. Do you want to read that one?
Oh, Valiant Brand's my man. Shout out to you, Brand. Appreciate you, brother. Karim, remember that? Yeah, exactly. 55555 Hex Stakes challenge you did. Yep, I do. Thank you, sir. I still have my Hex sweater and stake. Bang, bang. You see? Very welcome. And I will always be the realist, because again, we know why we're here. And I'm glad he mentioned that, because the value back then was to do that 55555 was about anywhere between $300 to $500 more or less back then, what the price was. And people got $100 worth of value, and their stake have already done more than 20x. So imagine now we're spending more money and we even lower the barriers of entry even more. Again, removing the excuse. So when people come and say, oh, I don't have enough, oh, I don't have a lot of money, this, that, the third. Well, guess what? There's this promotion that you can take advantage of. And that being said, like I said earlier, it's not free money. You need to do the work, right? Manny, you're going to like this joke. No expectation from the staking of others, okay?
That's
you
right.
must do the work. And I know even the wallet that got millions of dollars stake, a lot of those people are going to be scared to do the Quattro Cinco, so they're not going to do it. So that competition is not going to be there. And the real Hexicans, the real one that want to build wealth, the real one that walk the talk, that said they're going to be here for the long term, well, guess what? Those are the people I want to incentivize. Those are the people I want to climb the ladder. Those are the people that I want to be the diamond hands with me, because guess what? We're going to be the ones supporting the price more than anybody else, just like Godwell does, just like the OA does, because we are the hodlers of last resort, you know,
Bang,
quoting,
bang.
bang, quoting
Here,
Trace Mayer on that.
Yeah. Trace is a really great mind in Bitcoin and crypto in general. I've seen this question now from different users. Can StakeRap be used with a hardware wallet?
Yes, you can. And in the
Not
future,
handware, hardware.
Yeah, hardware, yeah. Yeah, you probably typo. And in the future with V2, again, same thing, just like Pulse Change. V2 will be ready when it's ready. Okay, please stop asking when V2. It will be ready when it's ready. We're working very hard on it every day. And the idea in the future, like some people already are doing using Gnosis Safe, it's hardware wallet compatible, no problem. Okay, we have experts in the community that's already doing that. Obviously, don't try something you don't fully understand, because I don't want you to make a mistake. But in the future, we'll plan on simplifying the process. It's going to be epic. A grandma could do it. This is why the powerful with Gnosis Safe, you're going to be able to do multi-sig, which is also easier with hardware wallet. So all of those things is coming. And with the V2, you're going to have an easy UI. Not only you can see who the other signatories are, it's going to be super, super easy. So start to build now, get your wallet, use it wisely. And the beauty about those stakes, because you're not out there trading and doing crazy stuff, you don't have to interact with the key and all this other nonsense. You create your stake, and then you can leave just the app after that on view only mode. Enable biometrics if you haven't already. It's a very important, powerful tool. I know some of you guys don't like the Face ID thing from your iPhone. Well, guess what? Great. Get an Android. Okay. Get a Samsung. Okay. You do fingerprint. It's easier. So that way your app is always protected. You always got the security enabled. You stake, you date, and you chill. And then now you're about to get paid every single week. I want you guys to win. And I can't wait to start celebrating the first 10 winners, because the competition has already officially started. And we know how to do great announcement and give everybody a heads up. So you have plenty of time. Today is Tuesday. This first week competition doesn't stop until literally Saturday. So there's another, 3-4 days left. Now, couple of things that could potentially happen, just for like worst case scenario. If two people stake the exact same amount of Hex, I don't expect this to happen, but if it does, let's talk about that for a second, right? Couple of edge cases. They go Quattro Cinco. They stake.
Whoever did it earlier, right? That's what
Exactly. Thank you, Maddie.
Okay.
Yeah, which is explained below. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, this is my way of saying, don't be like those people that are gonna be like, hey, you know what? Let me try to game the system. Maddie, there's always gonna be that guy, right? That's trying to game the system.
Well,
let me wait the last day, right? Last day of the week, and then do a stake, right? But then again, if you stake the same amount as somebody else, but he did it 2-3 days before you, he's going to win because he didn't wait. So don't wait. That's kind of the message here.
I also wanted to announce that we're going to be adding an 11th place winner. And if you get in the 11th place, you get paid trustless interest every day for 15.2 years. Right? It's not any more than anybody else that's in Hex, but you'll also have the benefit of having a Gnosis smart wallet, which is another great reason to use StakeRap. You can find my referral link at $hex.com.
Woo! Woo! Shout out to you. Yeah, kind of like in basketball, the sixth man, right? The 11th man is everybody else that didn't win that week. Yes, that is absolutely true.
So you can't lose doing
You
a
can't
Quattro
lose.
Cinco, can
No
you?
matter what, you
That's
cannot
right.
lose. And please, please, please keep your secret phrase safe. Very important. I gotta keep stressing that. You know, some of you guys, man, heartbreaking out there. Please, for the love of God, keep that safe. Have multiple copies. You know, that's the only thing you need to do. Because after you create the stake, you can just relax and wait when the stake is due to come collect your gains. So those are the three very, very important things. Oh, Maddie, we got more super chat. I think maybe some people.
Yeah. Let's not get behind on these. Thank you to Name for the $100 super chat. Great job, Maddie. ALLin, censorship and echo chambers harm communities, although unpopular. Creating a platform for the respectful exchange and dissemination of different ideas is essential for progress. Thank you for your comment there. I appreciate it.
I agree with the statement. That's important. Again,
Nate J. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, Nate J just dropped 50. No comment.
Thank you, Nate. You rock.
You're awesome. Thanks, brother. Yeah, but that comment previously, again, it's very, very powerful, and I couldn't agree more. This is the reason why civil discourse is the goal, right? Because if not, what does that say about you, right? We're not here to project, we're not here to attack, but also respect. It's a two-way street. Don't also think for people. Don't assume that people want, because then when you do that, then you back them to a corner, and then guess what? Now they will, unfortunately, most likely emulate the behavior you didn't wish for them to emulate, because you rob them from the opportunity to make a choice. Does that make sense? So, yeah. And this is why it's very important. But yeah, any questions in the chat regarding this promotion? I want to make sure everybody understands it. Go ahead.
Liberty, go to the beginning of the episode. I think you'll find your answer there. And let's see. We got Marco the Hexagon. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I think Quant Gang needs to break with all the crypto talk for one episode. Let's have a roast session that everyone can get their emotions out. It's good for health. We need love. That's an interesting idea now, isn't it? And thank you to Hexalted for the $50 super chat. Remember, Richard, quote unquote, gave a platform to some real scumbags to have a good discussion / debate. I appreciate Richard. I appreciate Maddie too. Intelligent people move on from the Einstein quote.
You remember that quote? Yeah, Maddie, let's find that quote. It's such a Axis Alive tweeted about it like 2 days ago. I liked it.
Somebody put it in the chat earlier.
It's a powerful quote. And again, just for people to have perspective, you know what I mean? Nobody is right or wrong. We just want civil discourse. That's it. Because that's what makes the strength of a community, difference of opinion. But, you know, just like the famous liberty statement, which is kind of like, you know, your freedom stops whenever someone else's begin, right? So just understanding both sides, and that's it. Bang, bang, bang. Ritz-Carlton. What? Something Ritz-Carlton. What was that?
My Life is Awesome. Are you familiar with that streamer? He's been doing a great job.
Nice.
There are a ton of new Hex and Pulse YouTubers. I had Matt, who goes by Crypto Heartbeat, on just in the past day or two, and that was an outstanding interview. He's doing a movement to try to raise money for charities by not accepting your money, but asking you to put it into a special account for Pulse Chain, for that you're willing to donate that money towards charity, the charity of your choice. So
nice.
People have to watch that episode if they want to see. Yeah, and just to make the record straight, just on some of the comments people are making, like I am still, you know, caring a lot about Papa B and Whales and Abid, and you know, we're all professionals here, and that's what I'm trying to model and fight for, is that we're allowed to have different opinions, right? And so when we create enough space for people to have their own opinions, then we get a community that's more united. And everybody has their own reactions to things. And so I understand and respect that. I still respect Papa B. I still respect Whales. I still respect, what Richard said last night. I'm the one who asked the question about, that got him talking about the, how he sees the community kind of straying from, focusing on the facts and everything. So it's, I think it's a great opportunity to have a moment as a community where we don't lose our guiding principles. And that's, the math, making the world a better place, right? And trying to speak truth to power, trying to onboard people, all that good kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, because again, the main thing still remain the main thing, and that should not be lost in translation, irrespective of disagreement, this and that. And again, not to have to go back to the thing, but the key is always to be respectful in the discourse, right? You can be direct, say your stuff, but you don't have to be rude. This is why I appreciate what Wells did, because he came on, he said his piece, but he said it in a respectful way. And, I wish he would have stayed for the show, but I respect his decision. But again, respectful. That's it. And then after that, this is the beauty about, YouTube in a way. There's multiple YouTube channels. You know what I mean? I'll still watch the charts that Wells has updated on this channel when I have free time. And then those who want to watch the Quant Gang will come on the Quant Gang show. It's literally that simple. The more, the merrier. And we got, like Maddie said, we got new cool streamers coming up now almost every week. So because as we are busy doing other things, onboarding and all this other stuff, then we don't have always the time to be on. And it's good to see people picking up the torch, explaining T-shares and all this other stuff that we have obviously explained at length and we'll continue to explain. But now we're duplicating ourselves, which is
there's a cool streamer right here.
There you go. What's up?
Welcome, FutureUs. Good to see you.
Are you calling me a streamer again? Hey guys.
Community member, we missed you.
Oh, yeah. I came in. Apologies for the noise in the background. I can't get.
Are you mining something? Just kidding.
It almost sounds like it. It's a 3D printer. I forgot.
You're a little bit quiet. Can you turn up your volume?
I can.
Nice.
Yeah, I was keeping it quieter because I didn't want to. Anyway, whatever. Hello. I was here at 36 to 38 minutes past the hour, but you weren't, so then I went. So it's not my fault. We clear? We good?
Nice. Were you able to catch up a little bit of the show from earlier?
No, but I will.
No worries. Yeah, you can watch the replay too if need be. But yeah, we're talking about a great promotion right now.
I came in. I saw a bit of the promotion. Yeah. I was sitting around for that. Yeah, that's
nice.
Good.
What are your thoughts? It's cool. Nice.
Well, I ain't got nothing bad to say about it.
Well, no, it's positive feedback. So,
yeah, no, it's good.
But yeah,
no, it's good. It's all good.
Awesome. I like that. So, Maddie, if you don't mind, go back to that because guess what? That was just number
There's
one.
another one, isn't there?
Hey, of course. Which is combining for both. And then I'm going to bring it back full circle with the token economics about why not only helps people build wealth, but I'm going to invite people in my brain about how it's bullish for Hex long term, which is great.
Perfect.
So the boosted referral program. Now, let me kind of explain because for some people, they'll be like, wait a minute. What's the referral program, right? So standard, as you guys can see on the line one right now, on Staker app, and again, yours truly is out there onboarding, and then shout out to the top referrals as well, which I think that this Hex story, and I think definitely Super Hex is out there too, sharing the good word, and obviously Harder Dog. Right now on Staker app, what we have is standard 20%. So in other words, when you refer somebody, whatever we generate as a company, 20% of that goes directly to the person that referred, which is great. And that's been standard. Now, Me, with my background and loving to incentivize the people that to me matters the most, point blank, period. Because in professional selling or whatever, nobody really care about the most important employee are the people out there, boots in the ground. More important, the people that have, the managers, the people at desk in the office or whatever, because those are the ones directly, quote unquote, talking with customers, spreading the word. That's what Richard said, outbound messaging, right? The work that I've been doing, Abe's been doing, Super X, and all the other people out there spreading the word. So for me, I always look at it like, how can I reward those people for the hard work that they do? So not only they continue, they double down, but on top of that, inspire new people and new potential streamers to see, wow, I can see a path here where it's not just, hey, a little side money, but that can turn into a lot of money over time. Again, delaying gratification, building to last, and understanding that with Hex, we're sticking for the long term, because that can end up a really, really nice revenue stream down the road, to a point where if you're in between jobs, or if you have one or two jobs and you want to have a little side gig on the side that give you extra money, so you can have like more to invest or more to whatever, do trips and stuff, this is something that you're going to be able to take advantage of. So not only
what's your lifetime onboarding value?
What is what? Sorry?
Do you know what your lifetime onboarding value is?
Nice. Good question. Let me take a look. Are you talking about number of people or total value?
Volume.
Oh, volume? Right now? Hold on. Let me see.
This is an aggregate volume, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's all time?
Yes, because for me,
okay.
Yeah, well, this is gonna be all time, and I'm gonna explain. But yeah, because like for me right now, all things combined, because remember the hex value also goes up, right? So I'm already in the 40 phase, 40%, because my aggregated value it has way past 10 million. Because and this is what's so powerful. I want people to remember, okay? Your person that's, let's say you invested or you refer somebody, he put, I don't know, $500, couple $1,000, or even 5 to 10 grand. Well, guess what? Long term, when the price start to go 5x, 10x, 50x, whatever it might be, now those people have hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. And let's say even they start doing, they have their long-term stake and they have their short-term stake, what we call rotational stake, just to, leave off the interest type of thing. Well, guess what? That aggregated volume, when they do the rotational stakes every 45 days or whatever, that's going to count for your contribution for this volume here, Maddie. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. This is how you get to very, very accelerate, because we calculate based on the US dollar value, not on the hex coin. Back in the day, 100,000 hex was like, I don't know, maybe $1,000. Today, 100,000 hex is almost 22 grand, right? Or on his way to so that's what
so is the value counted at the time the stake is made?
Exactly.
And
we make it fair. We'll calculate it at the time of stake, because
the revenue
because the staker
like
fee
0.5%, right?
Yes, because the staker fee is taking based on at the time of the stake. So it's only fair that we give you the value out there. So let me give you an example. Somebody comes in, refers 3 people, okay? We'll call it person A, person B, person C. Person A comes in, $500. Person B comes in, stakes $5,000. Person C comes in and stake $3,000, right? Now, when you aggregate the 3, that's 8,500. You follow me? 500, 5,000, 3,000. Okay, 8,500. You follow me?
Yes.
So now you in bracket 1. All the value you're gonna get is based on the 20%. So whatever the fee we generated for the aggregate 8,500, you're gonna get 20% of that as your referral bonus.
Right now, that is 0.5%, correct?
Yes, more or less in the USD value, basically. Yes.
Okay.
So you will get 20% of 0.5% of the whole thing.
Yeah. So that would be I think $8.50.
Yes. And again, that's
really
just
great because I mean, if you're a broadcaster, you can buy advertising and
you don't even
do
get that.
stuff like
Yes.
that.
And just to preface this, Manny, this is just one revenue stream. That's just staking. When you do a swap, there's a small revenue for that. When you do no, not a transfer, that's free. But mainly a swap, like the traders. There's some people, even though we don't recommend it, but there's people that trade using Staker app, because it's in their fingertips. You know what I mean? They don't want to go to their computer, quick, speed, done, right? So you get the revenue of that too. So it's 20% of whatever the platform generates. It's not just 20% of the stake. The staking is just easy, and the staking is used for your bonus reward to go high up in price. You understand? Because I want to reward the right behavior. If you come in and you refer a lot of traders, that's cool. You're going to get the value of their swap in and out. But your volume reward system is not going to go up. The only way the volume reward system goes up is staking. Make sense?
Yes.
Because we want to reward the long-term right behavior, because yes, you're earning money, but you're earning money because you're helping people build wealth. You're not earning money because you incentivize people to go trade and get wrecked. We're not margin trading people. It's called Staker app. It's not trader app. Make sense? So now in this example here, watch this. Person D comes in, number 4, and let's say this person do $10,000. Now all of a sudden your aggregate now becomes 18,000. Make sense? So automatically, because you went above the first layer, now on that following stake and any stakes after that, you start to earn 25%. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because you have been upgraded, which then means anything person A, B, or C do in the ongoing future after that upgrade has happened, everything now you start to earn 25%. That's why it's so powerful. So let's say it takes you 5 people to get to the first tier, and then it takes you maybe 50 people to get to the 3rd tier. Now, everything those 50 people do forever on the ongoing basis, you're going to get 35%. In other words, when your account reach that level, you basically never lose it. So it's very, very powerful. All the way up to 50%, which is unheard of. We basically, when you get to that level, we're literally sharing half the revenue with you, because we believe that's fair. Because you're really out there like pushing, doing the gospel. You know what I mean? And everybody can win with this, because it's breaking down by level, 5%, because yes, there's going to be the guy that's going to come in, refer one person, $1 million. Okay. He's at tier 3, right? And he's going to rapidly accept. But it gives opportunity even for the little guy, because the 10,000 mark is very, very achievable, because even somebody that put $500 after the price do an easy 10x to 20x, and the value of that person's account start to go, $5,000, $10,000 or whatever, and that person just do a restake, you're automatically going to be up there. Make sense?
Yes. So many questions.
Now, question? Go ahead.
So can I refer myself?
Good question. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's a fun fact. Technically, yes, because it's not like we can stop you, right? How do I know which one is your smart wallet, which one is you know what I mean? So, but the way it will work is that you will have to have 2 accounts, technically, because you're going to have one account because you have to have Staker app. Then you're going to use a referral link, so to speak, right? And then you're going to have a second account. Because it's funny because I was battling with that, because I was like, I wanted to create a situation where I force you to have a stake so that you can tier up. But then I realized it wouldn't be fair for the little guy, because sometimes the little guy that comes in, that refers a bunch of people, he may not have the money right away to constantly be able to have an active stake out all the time. Because I was literally debating to say, hey, I'm going to force you to have an active stake or 2 for your referral to kick in. But then it's not fair, because if you really refer somebody and then we're earning the money, then you should be earning the money. So technically, Maddie, or see, you're already out there trying to bring all the cheat codes. So technically, yes, I cannot stop you from referring yourself, because again, it's just you having too smart wallet. And because I don't want to create unnecessary complexity, again, my goal is to onboard. So because of that, technically you could. But this is the reason why now also, to tie in back to the first promotion, why it's so powerful. Because let's say you come in, you use Staker app, you love it, you refer your 5 friends. Now all of a sudden, a couple of your 5 friends are like, oh, I really like this other promotion, Quattro Cinco, and I want to build wealth. I'm going to catch up to you. Boom, I'm going to start playing this game and I want to win. Because if I want to win, I need to stake, at least probably a couple thousands of dollars in order to get the chance to be in the top 10. And as those people play that competition to win their own personal reward, free money that we're giving, guess what? You as the referrer, we're indirectly helping you boost your volume reward system. You understand? Because now your friends, not only they love the app, they love you, they build wealth, they have something to go for, which is going for the competition. And them going for the competition makes them do staking, which helps them build wealth. And as they build wealth, your volume reward system also goes up. You see that? So it creates synergy.
I love it. It's brilliant. And I see here Rothko is calling dibs on referring RH. I call dibs on the Godwell and the OA.
Oh,
no take backs. $hex.com. That's my referral link, Godwell.
There you go.
This is infectious, all this promotion stuff. I'm trying to think of something I could do, like maybe everyone that every new user that stakes $1 million, if they fly here, I'll kiss them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like for real, like no joking here. Like a real kiss. Okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Where's the applause? What?
The crowd is going wild.
And the crowd goes wild. Great. I'll come up with something.
I'm glad you love it, which is cool, because this was the goal. This was the top process. And again, it's powerful because number one, the synergy. Number two, we're promoting the right behavior, right? Like Maddie, we talked about your financial health, and you're getting paid to do the right thing. We're not promoting stuff that's going to create trading behavior, because then at that point, right, we're no better than the margin trading people. Like now, people are going to start incentivizing people to go trade and get wrecked. No. The point is, I want you to stake, not go in and out, and I want you to live your best life. And as you live your best life, you win extra bonus, your friend win extra bonus, your volume goes up, we're spreading the love with you. It's just synergy, money going into the community, stakes are being made, Hex is being locked up, price go up, blah, blah, blah. There's so much game mechanic because, again, the system is so well designed. Because indirectly, which is the name of Operation Quattro Cinco, we're locking up T-shares and we're helping people build wealth at the same time. And we're making Hex more and more scarce. Quick math. This is Quant Gang version. We're indirectly potentially creating a nice buying pressure of almost $10,000 every week. Because in the balance of probability, people going for this promotion that win, if they're smart, like I said earlier, will use some of the winning to build more wealth, to stake more, and they'll most likely easily stake for 555 because it's free money that they got. And by doing so, because it's a weekly competition, they get an opportunity to potentially win another promotion the next week. You understand? So this is our way as a business also to show you the long-term validity. Number one, me and the boys, right? We have our own personal stake, a Super Shark, and we're locking up Hex. But now we're spreading the love with the community. We're investing back into the community with the fee that we're earning to help other people build wealth and indirectly lock up Hex as well. So it creates a wealth distribution and wealth building for the little guy to get the chance to get his own version of FU money. He doesn't need to be a super shark. He just needs to be enough to be financially free and go live his best life. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. When does this go into effect?
It already is. It started when I dropped it yesterday, And because it's weekly, Saturday to Saturday. So week 1 is And like I was saying last week, little shade here. This is the one thing that Collins could have learned to do better, right? We know how to do good lunch and give plenty enough time. I know that obviously 7,800 people only view the promotion, but just in case some of the Quant Gang crew didn't get to see it again, I wanted to display it here because I know great people like Balliet Brand, awesome man as he is going to clip this, tweet about it, spread the word, spread the love, which we appreciate. Just like he did and many other people did back in the day when I did the hoodie promotion. So spread the word out there. Let people know. Let's focus on what really matters, okay? Let's keep the main thing the main thing. We're here to build wealth, and we're here to take massive actions. All the infighting stuff, we don't need that. It's not relevant. Save that for another day. Wait until we become so viral that we have so much free time in our hands. Then you guys can go argue. Right now, stay the course. Remember why we're here. And don't worry about Pulse Chain. I need you guys to remember we're not traders. Stop worrying about timing when Pulse Chain is going to launch. It's going to launch when it's going to launch. It's going to launch when it's ready to go. And then when it launches, it's going to be amazing. You want it to be as flawless as it could possibly be. So people are working hard. Software is hard. I say this all the time. Let's say it again. Software is hard. It will be ready when it's ready, but people are working hard at it. So I know it's going to happen sooner rather than later, but I'm not stressing about it. Meanwhile, enjoy this, build wealth every week. And it's a great opportunity the longer you can do this before the Pulse Chain launch or the the snapshot, whatever, your wealth actually doubles because you're going to get a copy. So imagine winning $2,000, get some t-shirts from that, 3x multiplier, so it's $6,000 value, and then you get a copy on Pulse Chain. So basically $2,000 has the potential to be $12,000 value. Quick math. That's how insane this is. Every week until Pulse Chain launch. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
This is not multi-level marketing because
Nope.
it only has one level.
Exactly. Which is why we perfectly design it like that to make it simple. And the tier system is to help the little guy really take this referral program seriously. Again, being a professional in sales, I understand that incentive is what run and make people want to take it seriously. Because now I know some people that are now going to be able to really take the referral seriously because not only they get to earn, they get to move up as they get basically just like in Hex, the longer you do it, the more you get kind of like that virality aspect. This is kind of how we're sharing the higher percentages. And the second promotion is the tool that's going to help you climb the rank faster because the referral is incentivized to run for the other competition of us giving free money. So it's perfectly in connection to help both things happen, which is why it's very powerful.
And let's not forget that all of this helped Staker App become a sustainable supporting business. As well. It's win-win-win. I can't see anything wrong with this.
And that's the key.
You're welcome.
Because as we are sustainable, which is why I perfectly designed it like that, so that we can continue to pay people every week. That's the point. That's why not only we're dropping a lot of money, but we have done promotion where we even drop even more money. But when you start to aggregate it on a weekly basis, you get to see the money that we spend, which is great because, again, we want the best for the community that we love. We want the best wallet, the best security, the best app that we can build, and the best incentive that we can get. And again, incentivizing the right behavior, which is in perfect synchronicity with our own core value on why we're into Hex. Again, validity. I tell you guys all the time, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. Show me the money. Show me what you do with the money, what's going on. That's what's going to tell you what's going on. So, and shout out to Purple in the chat. I just saw the quote. He posted it. Yeah. Weak people, revenge. Strong people, forgive. Intelligent people, ignore. Or AKA, move on. We'll address what needs to be addressed because we're family, but then we move on. And this is what I want to do. I want to move on. Positivity is better. Good vibes. And remembering why we're here. In the good words of Richard, if you got free times, go onboard somebody. Use this promotion like outbound messaging. This is going to help you do that. Shout out to Marco again, the supercharge. When the fake Godwell came out, I was first to call out. That's true. Yep. ASAP. Shout out to you for that. And made a video about it. Yep. Don't trust but verify. There you go. Absolutely right.
Cool. So it seems I missed some stuff. I need to catch up. Can't wait. That'll be good.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Maddie, you and I are going to have a talk about, are you going to catch me up? You and I. Are we still going to do that? Because, yeah,
you have to see the beginning of this stream before.
Yeah, I got a bit of a clue. I was trying to watch it in the past, but
it was a cool
but everybody. Sorry, go ahead, Karim.
No, I say it was a cool pepper soup. You know, it's all love at the end.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine. But it's just the only thing that bothers me is that we all have our own opinions, which is great, and I'm just hoping you all have mine, because then we'll be fine. I just man, and nobody knows my opinion yet, so.
Go ahead if you want.
You're flying blind,
If you want, literally, because I'm actually curious to hear your opinion too. If you want, you can briefly drop it right now. No big deal. Before we go to
I don't have enough context, and I say enough things out of context. So I'll listen to it, and it'll come out. I mean, it's been a conversation of many points of view, and at the end of the day, Hex was the winner of the day. So we'll figure it out. But generally speaking, I'm not really fussed by any of it. It's just another day in crypto. But then, I've been around a long time, so
there you go. And that's the key. And ultimately, the most important thing I said earlier too was, again, regardless, because again, I give respect, so I get respect, and I'm respectful to the viewers that take the time to be here every Tuesday. So no matter what, I will always be here because I love this show. I love being here. We're consistent. It's great. I get to answer questions and see, the community that I love, period. Whether we disagree on certain things, that's fine. We just need to do it in a civil discourse way and in a respectful way. That's it. Simple as that. So,
agreed.
Yeah. And we're all learning. Doesn't matter how long we've been around. We're learning about each other as well. And we're changing. There's nothing like getting a bit of wealth under your belt to make you really sit down and reconsider some of your historical views, like the one that I was raised with, that anyone with money is an arsehole, period. So I guess I must be an arsehole. Yeah, no, but seriously, we're all changing, and we're finding our place, and
there you go. No, that's awesome.
We'll come around. We'll come around. It's a good community.
Of course. Oh, nice. Great comments in the chat. I love it. We're alive, we're alert, and we feel great. Absolutely, Mr. Hex. Always. And fun fact, it is literally, the sun is rising here. It's awesome. It's 7:41 a.m. right now, which is awesome. I can see the beautiful sun rising. Somebody asked here briefly about the promotion. The contract address for Staker app. Again, we have the business address. This is where people basically go when they pay for the wallet. But now, for pretty much most people, which is cool, when you download the app and you go to the process, it now brings you directly to the Play Store, which is much easier. So you don't have to deal with the crazy Ethereum gas fees and all this other stuff. You pay the $10 and everything is great. Let me remind everybody, again, friendly reminder, it costs about $100. Yes, $100 to activate a smart wallet. So I need you guys to tell also your onboard to be patient because that's just standard. We're already subsidizing 90%. It's not a hex flex, it's a fact. And we love the community. That's why we do what we do. And that also means when the gas fee goes even more insane, 150, 200, 300 grays, the activation can go up to $300 just for a smart wallet. And I say this because that's why sometimes, yes, we would like to turn it on within 2 hours, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer, up to, yes, I've seen people maybe a day, because it's automatic from the system. It tracks, the algorithm tracks for a certain number of grays, and then it will fire the transaction to activate the wallet safe. And I'm sure FutureUs can give us more detail about how that works. But it's automatic, but the fee can't be too high, because if the fee is too high, it won't trigger from the relay. You will have to wait, because again, we are a business and we have to make sure we don't give away the farm, right? So, but understand
That's incredible. Yeah, you guys are really investing in the future. And
Yes.
the most incredible thing of all seems to be that Staker is now about the #1 in the world for deploying smart contracts.
You're absolutely correct, Maddie. #1 in the world, guys. Be proud. And it's important because Gnosis Safe is the biggest, best technology, right? Vitalik use it, whatever. But it has the most total value lock in the world, period. Because it basically runs DeFi. And we're the #1 by far wallets, downloads, or creation. So we're literally, they love us because we give them a lot of money, because again, we care for our users, we care for our community. Like I said last week, Staker class, we're the best type of customers because we're a recurring customer. We're the best type of metrics in crypto because we're for real. Our staking average is strong and it continues to rise over time. And again, we're recurring buyers. We're here for the long term. This is what we want, the best for the best people, period. Nice. I'm gonna get this. Hit the likes. Yes, people. So, Maddie, yeah, thanks for saying that, because some people forget. So we're growing very, very fast.
It's one of the many bullish things about Hex, and one of the things that we can show off to the people who, whether they understand the space or not, smart wallets are a new technology. FutureUs, can you tell us why you think that smart wallets are better than dumb wallets?
Well, smarter is better than dumb.
Very, very good. And yeah, I shouldn't have used that term, right? Because I don't want to FUD OGs. And when Kryptosparbach and the US Road Tour, when we go and do these workshops for people and have the luxury of being able to give away these Staker smart wallets that cost $100 or $300 to generate, when we can give a huge room of people those for free, it's really exciting and something where we're able to we're able to make the technical point, like, this is the future. Hex is on the cutting edge. Bang bang. Thanks, Staker Up. Thanks, Karim. Thanks, Steph.
Well, Gnosis wallets are awesome. I love them, but using them manually, and I do use them manually with MetaMask, so you got to understand a little bit more about how they work and make sure you don't paint yourself in a corner and all the rest of that. It's a little bit much for the average, certainly newcomer to the space. Exactly. And so Staker app, wrapping around that and making sure all the right stuff happens in the background in the right order is just freaking awesome.
You're welcome.
The main thing with the main thing that Gnosis provides is the ability to change who controls the wallet, or to change what keys control the wallet, or to add people multiple signatures and things like that. So.
And that's the secret for the long term, especially with the V2.
Yeah. With stakes,
people want to have multi-sig thanks to that, and that's the takeaway people are still missing. And Maddie, that's why it's called smart wallet, because and this is a good question for people asking in the chat. I'll be able to address that, because that's a great question. Say, hey, why is it $100 when MetaMask is free? Well, that's a great question. Number one, what FutureUs just said, very important, because again, the money is in a safe. It's not just in a random MetaMask address and then you get phished and then the money is gone or whatever it might be. Or you thought you were doing a swap, you approved some random stuff on the internet, on the website you didn't know, next you know your money is gone. And then you're like, oh, what happened? Like, yeah, none of that nonsense. Number two, smart wallet means also it is a smart contract, people. That's where the smart comes from.
It's on chain. The multi-sig
Yes.
thing is on chain, and the feature of the smart contract itself. It's not the normal Ethereum multi-sig.
Exactly.
With the normal Ethereum multi-sig, you could, theoretically a hacker could get, the keys for both of the MetaMasks or whatever, and
this is why I say shout out to Firebomb, because he's a freaking genius. But basically, all the hard stuff that the average person cannot really do, like FutureUs was saying, you're able to have all of that done in the background via the Staker app. So in other words, you get the same security level that Vitalik gets without having to be an expert coder and whatever. And $100 is, again, bang, bang, bang. You guys guessed it. It's because Ethereum gas fee also freaking insane. Because it's a problem with the waste. Because at the end of the day, you have to deploy. Back in the day, they used to cost $5, and then $20, and then about $80 during my day when I first, send them some money, because I was just saying, hey guys, stop complaining, just onboard people. And now, because again, Ethereum price went up, the grade didn't change, and the grades are getting worse. So therefore, the price getting worse. What do you think is going to happen when Ethereum is maybe one day, I don't know, $10,000, and the grades are still insane if they can't figure out scalability? Hopefully, thank God, Pulse Chain will be done by then. But I need you guys to understand that's where the fees are coming from. Now, because we know also that we're growing at a faster pace, and we want to create as much as great user experience as possible, we're willing to eat the bullet all the way to $100, but not more than that, because at that point that becomes too insane and you have to wait until the stuff gets cooled off. And this is why sometimes when you think, oh, why is it taking a little bit longer? You know why it's taking longer. It's not because we don't want to. It's just because the price is outside the range of what we can afford in order to make it make sense.
Oh, look, anything inside 7 days for what you're getting, Karim, I mean, people shouldn't be complaining. I mean, Christ, if they get it inside 3 days, given what they're getting, I really don't. I mean, I understand, people want to get on board and get things done in a hurry when we're all kind of used to just click and away you go. But this thing stores your wealth, man.
Yeah,
this thing stores your wealth. This isn't a lollipop, And, or I should say a banana.
One of the points that I wanted to make, so that the OGs can sleep better at night, I hope, is, this idea that we're going to be okay with our MetaMasks in general, right?
Yeah, we ought to be. Yeah.
People can't hack all of us all at once.
Yes.
That would probably lead to a different solution being deployed, right? We'd get a fourth copy of Hex then, right?
I'd just
Hex
like to officially request that I be hacked last, very last.
Yeah,
correct.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please. Second.
And once again, what's hilarious for people to realize, and just remember again, there's no zero-sum game. There is no this or that. You know what I mean? You can have like diversification, security, or wallets of fun. I have friends that have, I got friends that got 10 wallets. Do I advertise to get 10 wallets? No. But I know people that got many, many wallets. So it's like there's no one against the other. Like people need to stop. Again, that's divide and conquer mentality. You can have both. We'll never say anything bad about MetaMask, but we just remind you why Smart Wallet is better, so you understand why it's better. And this is why earlier in the articles, I wanted you to go to that first section, because I literally wrote an article about all the advanced features about why the Staker wallet is better than the normal wallet. And it's all in one. You don't have to go to 5 different websites. You don't have to worry about your friends, your family, your grandma to be phished because she went on Google, she did her research, and she clicked the first link that was an ad. And next thing you know, she connected her wallet somewhere else. You shouldn't have connected. Next thing you know, the funds are gone. You see, people, they don't understand those little things. It's in a sandbox. It's all in one. You can do multi-staking all in once. Like all these things, the Smart Wallet allows you to do that. You will be able to do many, many powerful things once we launch the V2. And potentially in the future, hint, hint, potentially tradable shares. All that's going to be done through the Smart Wallet because of the technology and the extra feature that it has. Again,
perfect.
Don't play fucking checkers. Play chess. We know what we invest into because we want to be built to last. We're not just building for 6 months, 3 months, none of that nonsense. And people need to stop projecting. We didn't say one against the other. You can get both. You can have your dream account on Staker app, as you should, because it's extra safe, and then you can go play your trading game on the MetaMask. That's fine.
I got them all. I got MetaMask,
Correct.
Trust Wallet, IAM token, Portis, Trezor, Nanos, what are the Ledger Nanos? I got it all. I use it all.
And we have both, funny enough, out of necessity, because we didn't have a choice. Because back in the day, right, Maddie, when we staked, Staker didn't exist. So we had to have MetaMask. So it doesn't even make sense. Why are we going to talk shit about MetaMask when we also have MetaMask? Like, what? Like, how am I able to sometimes go on stream and then pull up, which is cool. I can just verify it when I was on go.hex.com. Remember when I showed my wallet to show people because I accessed, like, how I was able to do that? Because it was MetaMask. Because back then, that's all that was available. You know what I mean?
I want to address this comment. Normally, I would tell you to get out, but you asked a great question, and I was going to get to it anyway. So, which one is better, smart wallets or cold wallets, and why? Perfect question, because it helps people understand that you can. So a cold wallet is when you write down or you engrave into metal or whatever your method is for storing. That's a cold wallet because it's not connected to the internet once you disconnect it from the internet. So you can take a wallet and back it up with this seed phrase that's secret and you never share with anybody. And then you can regenerate that wallet on another device.
Exactly.
But it's only when it's on no devices and it's been so carefully backed up that you're able to delete it from a device that's connected to the internet, right? And that might mean multiple backups of the list of secret seed phrase words. But that's when the person might be ready then, you know, to either disconnect that device from the internet forever, or even better, just to delete the wallet once you know it's been backed up from anything that's hooked up to power. And so now it's cold because it's not touching anything with power. And so it can't be hacked through the internet. So a smart wallet, just like a non-smart hot wallet like MetaMask, both of those can be turned cold. The smart wallet has other advantages such as multi-sig. And better yet, literally go to the article. I literally wrote an article. You literally go to help.staker.app, articles. I literally wrote there, advanced features. It's all in there for you to go read. And the key is ultimately you are getting both. Because technically speaking, like Maddie perfectly said, the paper wallet, when you write down the words, that is kind of a cold wallet. And the beauty with Staker app is we have something called the view only mode, which a lot of the MetaMask people even love, because they can just come in and just put the wallet address in and view their wallet. You know, literally, technically speaking, when you get a brand new device and you just sign in with your Staker email, the same one that you use, you are automatically already in view only mode. Because until you import the 24 words in, you're able to view the address, you're able to view what's in there, you're able to share with somebody for them to send you money. But even if you lose your phone, nothing bad's gonna happen because you did not import the key. That's why it's so powerful. We have people, they load it at once, they do the stake, and then they delete the stuff and then just leave it on view only mode. Or you just enable the biometrics and all the extra safety. So it's so powerful because you have the ability to have both. And in the future, you're going to be able to connect directly with that hardware wallet. And you're going to be able to even have multi-sig, which is even more advanced. So kind of like Vitalik has. So even if somebody's trying to do something, you got to get like multiple people to sign to agree. So it's like advanced features that's going to be so valuable years from now. Because again, you're building wealth. As your wealth becomes bigger and bigger, you would like to have extra tools so you can move freely and safely. And that's why it's so powerful. So that was a great question. All those things to explain. Read the article, please. All the extra tools are there.
so that you can go and understand how powerful is the technology that you have. And you barely are using about 20 to 30% of the capabilities, more to come. That's why I tell people, when you're on view only mode with your MetaMask, you have no idea how powerful the smart wallet is because you don't even have it. You're just benefiting from the free awesome app that we have. And in the future, chances are we're going to have an aggregate too with the market cap stuff. So a lot of cool stuff. We have the best data in the space. Hex that vision has been done by Steph and Firebomb. So people forget that. We have all the metrics. And once we're done with Pulse Chain and all this other stuff, because again, priorities, Pulse Chain, fork, lowering the fees, that's the priorities. And probably obviously promos. Once that phase is done, we're just going to start loading up all the data, one-stop shop. And it's going to be like, if you don't have stakeout, people are going to ask like, you're weird. Like, what's going on with you? Like, you're going to be like, you're missing out. You're probably already missing out now, especially now with the promo, but understand the long-term value. We do things for long-term. We don't do things for just today, tomorrow, next month. No, we're building stuff for 2036. And don't forget one last thing. We're using the product as well. We're building stuff that we're going to be using ourselves. That's the whole point, because they value and I value security first and foremost. That's the most important thing. That's why I always tell you guys, when you onboard somebody, before you talk about money, make sure they safely store their secret phrase. You don't want to, nobody wants that phone call when the friend calls you and tells you, I lost my stuff. It's not fun. I wouldn't, wish that on anybody,
Yeah, so the question here is, can I triage my seed that was generated on staker.app into a hard wallet so I can use on Gnosis app? So if you generated a seed on Staker app, then you did create a Gnosis. Well,
we assign you the Gnosis. We already paid the Gnosis. We just create a smart contract and we assign you to that Gnosis, which becomes yours, which is important to say also, because let's say, God forbid, something happens to Staker app, not happening anytime soon, but let's say, God forbid, were to go down, whatever, literally, you take that 24 words, which is already yours, powerful, unique, tied to your smart wallet. You literally use that. You can load that into MetaMask. You will be able to access the account, and then you go to the Gnosis.app website. Basically, you'll be doing what FutureUs is able to do. It's a little bit of a hooks. We have a tutorial how to do it. But again, the goal is we don't advertise that because a lot of people can make mistakes and we don't want them to lose their stuff. Just use the regular way, but we also have a backup so that you don't feel like, oh, if we go down, you're stuck. No, there's a way for you to still access your fund. Don't lose the 24 words. That's the single most important thing. I cannot stress that. You lose that, nobody can help you.
For real.
Yes, sir. Because once you have that, literally, it's the same thing. Oh, I lost my phone. No big deal. Get a new phone, sign in with the same email address, import the 24 words. Boom, you're back in business. Like you never drop a beat. That's why it's so important for you to not lose that 24 words. And also, the email address, very important. We do this for matching. We don't care what email you use. It's only used for the matching because we want to avoid spamming and we want to avoid duplicate. Again, smart wallet costs $100. Okay, we can't just have duplicates out there and then now we're wasting money. No. So if you want a new wallet, a new smart address with a new 24 words, you're going to have to use a new email address. So if you get a new phone and you sign with the old email address, you're going to have to import that key that's associated to that smart wallet because we already tied the two together, which is very important. Now, in the future, we're going to be able to perform the, like FutureUs said, the transfers of keys and all that stuff, but that's future stuff. Right now, because we want to combat duplicates and we want to combat, spamming. It's nothing fun than paying for something that's not end up being used. We don't want that. So take your time, do it right. Use an email of your choice. You want to use Proton Mail? That works just fine. We just need an email. It's just for signing. That's all it's used for. And then once you get that email in, it becomes associated with the smart wallet. In the future, if you get a new device or iPad, a new phone, and you want to import that 24 words, you have to sign in with the same email address. Very important. Hex clip, get this. It's important.
The owner of StakeWrap is Steph, and I've got a really great article that you can check out that he wrote about Hex.
Yeah. Steph and Firebomb, co-founder, both.
Steph and Firebomb.
Mm-hmm.
And Steph is a brilliant guy. Karim and I got to spend some quality time with him when we did our group retreat. And Steph actually supervised a team of over 20 or 30 other engineers at Google, where they successfully launched an app that allows kids to learn how to read, and was
millions of users too.
Tens of millions of users used it. I think 20 to 30 million downloads. So that's what he's trying to do for Hex.
Yes, and it's cool because soon some of you guys, I don't want to spoil everything, but you get to meet the team, which is cool, and we're growing, which is great. I'm employee number 4, which is pretty cool. I like to keep that cool stat. You get to meet Charles as well. Super dev. I mean, just mind blowing stuff. I mean, the stuff that I see on a daily basis for V2, it's going to be amazing. But again, no crazy opium. It will be ready when it's ready. But when it's ready, you're gonna be like, psh. Again, like people are already seeing right now. Once you go stake your app, you don't go back. I mean, I'm just saying. So, but again, it takes time because we're kind of like not perfectionists, but we want to make sure safety is at the forefront, and multiple things are happening all at once because we have a new chain that's launching, and we want to make sure there's no headache so that Pulse chain launch, everybody get their copy, everything is great, they enjoy the lower fee, and then we just take off. It's literally that simple. So we keep the main thing, and we're going to be good to go. And yes, Bangkok, important. We will have multi-language too in the future. Again, all those things has been recorded, written down. It's just we got to operate by order of priority, right? There's a limited amount of people, limited amount of time in the day. We have to focus on the most important things. But make no mistake, all those things have been recorded. We heard you loud and clear. I'm writing all those input because again, I handle most of the tickets so for support, and I see all of that. So, but great feedback. Nice.
Really great article here by Steph.
Yep.
Was it Quant Gang? Steph came on at one point and
yes,
talked about V2. I think it was Quant Gang.
Yeah. We invited him a couple times, and in the future too.
Yeah, find that one because that was really good. I really appreciated that one. That was my sort of first time I got to see him face to face, so to speak, and really cool plans for the future. It's
in Firebomb too, he comes every now and then. Again, they're just very busy. But that's another cool thing with the promotion. It gives us a great reason because we're gonna have the Sunday show. We're gonna announce winners, but we're also gonna be able to give like as much update as we can just to keep people in the loop. But again, the goal is not to create unnecessary opium because we're not traders, we're stakers. People need to make decisions based on long term, understand what they own, and just win awesome prizes. Literally that simple.
I'd be saying more, but every time I unmute my mic, it's like I'm flying in an airplane, as somebody pointed out up there. Yeah.
This is awesome. So yeah, Maddie, I think that kind of concludes everything for the promotion. See if there's another question in the chat. If not, I want to transition now to the part where I talk about not only the chart, but the market, what's been happening, the Bitcoin dump, and my latest tweet about, again, understanding what's happening with the dollar right now and why it's in a very, very powerful way, a beautiful thing for Hex long term in terms of positioning. So
perfect. Yeah, I just found the episode that he was referring to, and so that way people can check it out. I'll put it in the show notes in addition to dropping it in the live stream there. This is the episode we're talking about.
Cool.
Nice. Wait, wow, this is funny. Yo, shout out to Crypto302. I just caught this comment. He just spoke in my native language. That's funny. And he said, thank you very much. Everyone say, He said Singila Mingi, which means thank you very much. That's hilarious. I just saw that. Any question in the chat regarding the promotion, regarding the sticker app or wallet, or forever hold your peace until next week before we go to the chart section. So just want to see, man, if you catch something, let me know. I was there. Nope. Check my nice, Mr. Hex. I check my sticker app every day. Yes. Thanks to Stephen Firebond. That's awesome. All right. No questions here. So I think this will be a perfect time.
I got a question. What should I rename this stream?
No,
what should this episode be called? The bands breaks up, or?
Oh my God, what are you talking about? No. What do you mean breaks up?
No.
This is the point. This is okay. Like in a movie, right? You know, like it can't just be like all nice and nice. You need the element of disturbance, and then the drama, and then I don't know how long it's gonna take, but whatever. Then the resolution comes, and then we all hug, and then we're cool. So there's no
Magnum PI came back after he died, so anyone can.
I told you, whether you like it or not, you stuck with me for 15 years.
That's right. Yeah.
So, and the cool thing is, and I said this tongue in cheek, but the cool thing is, again, good family members in the community can have real talk sometimes. That's because we can handle it. We're not snowflakes, and we're saying this out of care, because it hurts because you care. You understand? Because if you don't care, then it doesn't hurt. You just move on. You understand? So it's just about understanding taking into consideration people's feelings, the people that you care about, not the haters, because you don't care about them. You know what I mean? And then we just look at it like, how can I? Remember that? How can I learn from this? What can I learn from this situation to continue to be me, but to make sure that I can communicate better? Simple as that. Nobody's perfect. This is how you self-improve. If you think you're perfect, if you think, the glass is all full, look, I made it, this and that, I don't need to be better, fuck everybody, blah, blah, blah. No. What is that going to do? Nothing. Bad things are going to keep happening over and over. And then you're going to be like frustrated. Why does it keep happening to me? Because you're not learning from it. That's why I said my piece respectfully, and I said it for the concrete criticism in terms of what could have been done better so that next time we can be better. It's as simple as that. But whether you like it or not, and that's for everybody in the community, even if you're a pain in the ass, you will see my beautiful face for 15 years. I'm not going anywhere. Simple as that.
So the
promises of profit from the work of others. I don't know.
I like the title. You don't need to change it.
The new working title is "It Hurts Because You Care."
Oh, well, all right. I'll allow it. And
how about
it hurts because you care, and we can all do better. Wow.
What about it hurts because we care?
Maybe it doesn't hurt. I haven't heard it yet. But
it hurts.
I'm not entirely sure it hurts.
It hurts.
I mean, dude's still out there kicking ass in the community, isn't he? Just refocusing his effort. Was he?
No, he's talking about Future. He's talking about the band, the original Quant Gang OGs. That's what he's talking about. Because obviously, WhalesOnly in the community, of course, we're still talking. Which is great.
Yeah,
we're gonna be in New York soon, so next week or the end of the month is coming fast. But yeah, it hurts because we care and we can all do better, man. That's the time.
Right. you could call it Rental Cars Inc.
Why is
like
that?
Hertz rental car, love hurts, and without actually getting a flag, because never mind. I'm way ahead of myself here.
Maddie, you know what's funny?
I'll catch up.
This. I think somebody made a little joke line in the chat, maybe indirectly, but you know how like this is Quant Gang 43, right? I think, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember what happened on Hex on day 43?
It was day.
Because remember day 43? I think that's the bottom, right? The ultimate...
No, 34.
Oh, is it 34? I'm sorry.
33, 34, somewhere in there.
I thought his name is day 43 OG. No, 43. It's 43, I think.
That's when he got in, but that wasn't the absolute
Oh, I
low,
thought that was
was
the
it?
bottom. Okay, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought that was because I wasn't there, but I thought that was the bottom. Because
Yeah.
my point was, it's only up from there. When you're at the bottom, it's only up from there. And that becomes part of the good drama, the resolution, and this is when the hero start to work on himself, personal development, win back his friends, and then everybody's happy, right? It's a movie, a little bit of drama, cyclical. It's hilarious.
Yes.
But yeah, all right. So, did that answer your questions, or is there any more questions before we switch to the other part?
I'll just, because somebody's mentioned it, I apologize for the whining noise. I hope it's not doing anybody's head in, but I'm muting my microphone in between. There's nothing I can do about it.
Are you printing something?
I could leave, but
No.
you know, I don't follow the trends. So.
Yeah, question for you. Are you are you printing something, or is it just a normal standby?
Yeah, it's no. It's a 3D printer going in the background, and I completely forgot. It was paused doing something. It was reheating or something when I came in, so I didn't realize it was on. I forgot it was on, and then around about the time Maddie put me in, the darn thing started up again, and if I stop it, I'll have to start it all over again. So yeah, killing you softly with whining. I always find a new way to whine. Sorry, I'll mute now.
No worries. You're fine. All right, good.
Karim, I really am excited for your segment tonight because I want to know what's going on with Bitcoin for once.
No, that's good. We're definitely gonna have that. And then it's funny because it's just the continuation of what we've been talking about for a while. Again, now it's playing out. And like we've always been talking about, macro, big picture, for people to understand the big picture so they don't worry about the day-to-day stuff, so they understand we're literally on track, so to speak. So boom, share my screen.
Homemade printer.
And then we like to start with Crypto Quant always to make sure. So Maddie, I'm sharing my screen now. Let me know when you can see it. Can you see it?
It's up.
All right. So a couple fun fact as well as though, right? Premium is still negative, always have been. So first pattern that I'm already seeing, I was joking about it in the trading chat, is that you see here, this kind of pattern that we're saying, this start to look like the Wyckoff, like back in the day, Wyckoff distribution pattern, which means pump like this, and then it kind of look like this here. Start doing those little, like, gets to a certain level, sell off. Get to the level again, sell off. Get to the level top a little bit, sell off. So we're seeing similar pattern here. Those are called distribution patterns. So people pumped it, and then now they're basically selling. But the smart money has to sell it when the liquidity is here. And what's the liquidity? It's the little guy getting squeezed because they're out there doing degen stuff. Because what do? They buy when the pump comes in. So they hear about the pump, oh, we're going up. And then that's when they get hit, and then they get liquidated again. It's sad, but, it constantly keep happening. And best case scenario, it's going to do like it's done here. It's going to do like this, arc, and then kind of fall off. So do like this, arc, and probably going to fall off to, chances are, 55K or lower. We'll see. Worst case scenario, it does another thing like this. So, but again, the premium is still negative at negative 10%. So again, simple math, people buying Bitcoin right now at, $56, $55, because literally a day ago or so, we were around 63, 65K. So negative 10% of that is 55K Bitcoin. So don't be surprised if it goes back towards that phase. Number two, very important, grayscale. Look at that. Still trending down. There's still net sellers of Bitcoin. So they could be one of those selling off using entities and stuff like that. So you got to understand that money, smart money, is exiting Bitcoin, but they do it smartly over time as the price goes up. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden, after a certain dip, it's the dip that just never come back from. So now we can all be wrong and it goes to 100K, but the thing of the matter is there's a lot of warning. Premium is still negative. The big holder of Bitcoin is still a net seller. So that's something too important to realize. And this is going to be in connection with the next topic that we're going to talk about, which is related to, the DXY and what's going on there. So, back to the Bitcoin chart right? We're seeing the same pattern. So first of all, you see on the DMI, again, cross red already tells you it's doing the same thing here, pattern, than what it did roughly around here. So there's a high chance that this fractal here, probability-wise, most likely going to repeat, sell off, back to the moving average, probably a little dead cat, and then sell off again, retest the long-term trend, which is chances are what's going to most likely happen. And if it does, it's perfect because it coincides with where the Bitcoin premium is, which is right now around 54, 55K, which is where that support is. So there's a high probability that as it's continued to sell off, it's funny, it sell off 6% until close of day, around 60K. Now it's at 58K, as you can see, continue to go down. Liquidations through the roof. Look at that candle, massive. So that tells you on the daily that yesterday was epic, just kind of like over here when people also got liquidated because people went long and then billions of dollars long liquidation because people still out there doing DJ stuff because they hear people saying, oh, Plan B say we're going to go to 90, 93K, 95K, whatever it might be. And you know how it is in trading. When too many people agree one way, market goes the other way. So, and it's sad because those people could just be, staking and chilling instead of becoming the liquidity over here for big money and being taken out. So again, in the balance of probability, this is the fractal you're looking at, confirmed by the DMI. It's starting to move over here. Worst case scenario, it's a distribution pattern like this. So you may get one more bounce and then after that, a puke. But like Richard said on his stream, yes, we did a new all-time high, but we barely did more than 6 months ago. So that can also be interpreted potentially as a triple top, top here, and top here. Yes, we did a new all-time high, but barely. 65, 66K and then 69K. That's not, in percentage return, that's not really a big deal. So this can easily continue to sell off. Again, not trying to be bearish, but people are buying Bitcoin at 54, 55K right now. And looking at the pattern, looking at the DMI, looking at what's happening right now, even when you look on the 4-hour chart, you get to see, again, sell off first, bear flag, dead cat, boom. Now, if this continue and this cross, it's going to do the same thing like it did prior before. So just keep an eye on that because obviously, that's very, very important. Number 2, correlation, right? You go to Ethereum, same thing. Ethereum was almost $5,000, sell off too, as we already know. If Bitcoin gets spanked hard, Ethereum also gets spanked hard because market is, over leveraged and the bonding liquidity combined the two. Look at this candle. It's no joke. But Ethereum still has this bullish uptrend so far. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to do maybe another little bounce over here. And then depending on what Bitcoin does, if Bitcoin do another sell-off, then it's going to sell off. So basically, it could do the same pattern of here, strong uptrend, sell off once, back to the moving average, little dead cat, and then another sell-off. But long-term trend is still good. So nothing to really worry about. But again, don't be surprised if you get a $4,000 Ethereum or slightly below because this thing can continue to dip because it's going to be dragged by Bitcoin. But more importantly, the biggest news of today, and I was talking a little bit in the chat, that's what I tweeted about it. This is what people need to be not scared about, but those who don't know the FutureUs, they definitely need to be scared about because nobody's really talking about it. And funny enough, as we go live, it literally just crossed 96. Not too long ago. So this is the DXY, the dollar index, right? For those who are new who don't know why this is important. Because, it's a basket, right? It's the dollar versus other currency. But the value of this mechanism for this thing to go up, kind of like the bond market, the biggest market in the world, and to go up as fast as it's doing right now, you need literally billions and trillions of dollars. That means that the market is telling you something that you don't know. In other words, it's like they're pricing in that there's going to be a deflationary event because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming our way. So it's kind of like, if I were to talk in trader talk, it's like you're moving to USDC or Tether, right? You're going into the treasuries. You're not staying into the market. And this move is so violent that it also can potentially affect the regular market. But clearly, the crypto market is one being affected the most because, the Dow Jones is kind of chilling and we're the one getting beat up. And we're getting beat up because smart money or big money, whatever you want to call it, are basically going what's called risk off. They're selling the risky asset, aka Bitcoin, right? No triple top. And they're moving back to the treasuries because after hearing what Jerome Powell has said, because the inflation is through the roof, now they're going to have to find a way to taper some of that crazy insane inflation. And they have to do it like this way. And when they start to do that, big money that's over leveraged, that borrow money for basically nothing, when the yields start to potentially rise and the dollar index strengthen, they need to basically go risk off because they cannot allow the debt that they took to become more and more expensive. So that's why they have to go risk off. And like everything that I've always said, rule number one is risk management. You always sell the quote unquote riskier asset or the most volatile asset, especially if you're up 5, 10, 20, 30x on your money. Because if you go back to when those people bought Bitcoin when it was a couple $1,000 or $5,000 and it's 65, 68K all-time high, it's smart to sell it then, park the cash, because you don't know when the Fed's going to raise rates again, because they already hinted that they're going to be raising the rates, and they are doing it because they are the one able to manipulate the DXY this much, this fast. And why does that matter for us is because we go back to the famous fractal, which is playing out perfectly. And like I said, many more weeks, the moment it takes off from here and you enter the 96 region and stays there, it's a wrap. Expect heavy pressure on Bitcoin. And lo and behold, what happened? Exactly just that. And why? Because we have the fractal. This is a movie we have seen before. This is exactly what happened back in 2018, which was the bear market. So first, the dollar index sold off and dollar devalued. And as dollar devalued, Bitcoin went up because, again, cheaper dollar, worthless dollar, one Bitcoin is still one Bitcoin, but relative value goes up because of that. Now, when the dollar becomes stronger, purchasing power of dollar is trying to go back up. Therefore, Bitcoin, which is supposed to be inversely correlated, has to go down, so to speak, because the main narrative of Bitcoin is, hey, they can't be trusted, inflation is going to the roof, dollar's going to the toilet, therefore buy Bitcoin because Bitcoin's going to go up. Well, that's cool and that's great. But when dollars start to go back up and strengthening, that's what's happening here. It basically it doesn't invalidate, but it works the other way around. So it kind of justifies the sell-off that we have seen. But this 96 zone is a very, very a big deal, because when you start to go at this level, as you can see, and higher, those are the level where the plumbing start to potentially create systemic risk, and you're going to start to see cascade liquidation, market sell-off, because there's people that borrow money when the dollar was very, very cheap, and they cannot afford for the dollar to be very, very expensive. So that's why they're forced to be either liquidated, or they're going to be smart enough to close their position, take the profit that they have, return the money that they borrowed before they get squeezed. So that's kind of why you're seeing that. And then what I call the non-macro relevant factors, which is also adding to the sell-off, is, the typical news stories, the ETF rejection, a little bit of that, the whole, I don't know if you know about the Biden bill, right, that they passed, which is bad for crypto, even though technically it doesn't really get implemented into 2024 and beyond. But still, it's bad news because they were supposed to try to fix that. So this is what you can call the temporary catalyst that could have been related to the sell-off. But I always want to start and remind our community with the big picture. The big picture here is DXY, because dollar strengthening is not good for Bitcoin, because it's literally the inverse thesis. Because we have seen that movie before, and clearly this thing wants to pump. Just look at the chart. So it tells you that if this continues to go higher and higher, no offense to those who want to see Bitcoin at $100,000, it might not happen anytime soon, because you can't have it both ways. It's just math. You can't have a super strong dollar and at the same time, a crazy Bitcoin price. Now, if it finds like stability after a long time, and then we go sideways, we correct a little bit, and then we pump, that's fine. But right now, because of what's happening live, it's literally creating that inverse correlation, which creates the selling pressure. What does that mean? Back in the day, when the dollar was in that same level, 96 plus, and we create that sell-off, Bitcoin was in the hundreds of dollars and made it to the thousands of dollars, right? And then it corrected like this. And then what happened? They printed even more money because the total circulating supply US dollar only goes up. So it's just basically tell you about cycles. Then we went from a couple $1,000s to, $50,000, $60,000. And then what happens now? Now we're going to the correction phase or the stabilization phase. But then at some point, DXY is going to peak again, maybe something like this. And after it peaks again, it's going to go for another leg down. And when that happens, I think that's when you're going to start having six-figure Bitcoin and beyond, because it's going to be supported by them having to devalue the dollar again, because they can only taper so much. And then after that, they got to pay their bills. So as much as they want to raise rates, they're not stupid enough to raise it high, too fast, because if they do it, the whole thing is going to crumble. And if the whole thing is going to crumble, it defeats the purpose of what they're trying to do. Unless they really crash it, Maddie, and then here's Fed coin. You know what I mean? That's the other alternative. But those patterns has been
yeah, that's what they're gonna do one of these times. So it's like, yeah, even if you can be a trader and get it right 19 out of 20 times, that that little 5% is gonna come back and bite you when they really rug pull the economy like they're doing. I mean, that's
exactly. And look at this.
Wild.
When you go back to the history of DXY, way back when, you see, 2009, Bitcoin gets created right around here, right? The 2009 era. And guess what? DXY got murdered back then too, because all the crash, they had to devalue the currency, obviously, basically paper it over with money printing. It was even so low. Look at how low it was, in the 80s range, lower than what it was, because it was so bad, right? Crash everything. And that's why Bitcoin started to do its thing, started to pump whatever. Then they added more value over here. And now we've been trading in the range. But again, the total circulating supply US dollar only goes up, which is the reason why those type of system, whether we like it or not, crypto will always go ultimately up and to the right when you zoom out. Because no matter what, they constantly print. But the key is you don't want to be caught up in the wrong cycle, right? Like we say sometimes, you don't want to be bull in the bear market, and you don't want to be bear in the bull market. It's the same thing. So bull market, bear market, bull market, bear market, right? Just a little time delay. And then maybe when you look on the weekly chart, maybe they can go as insane as going back to those high level of 100 to like maybe 110. Personally, I don't think they're going to let it go this high. But nonetheless, we're living in very interesting times. And if you look at this as a fractal pattern, you see the W shape is on the weekly chart. Seems like this thing wants to go. How high it's going to go, nobody knows. But first stop is going to be 96, which has been achieved. Second stop is going to be on its way to 100, and how sustainable this is. And the stronger the dollar goes, again, knowing the plumbing, like I say, look at it like a plumbing, what's going on underneath the house, the stronger the pressure, the higher the probability the pipe can burst. So that's why you have to be very, very aware of that. And this is where we talk about, with Wells and repo market and all this other stuff. That's the plumbing. That's what's going on in the underground that most people don't know. This is why this thing can correct hard. And of course, the riskier asset corrects first, and then the less riskier asset corrects after that, because those people have to protect themselves and protect the downside. And it's a no-brainer to sell the asset that you already made so much money on until this thing calms down and the Fed policy change and they go back into money printing mode. When they do that, then you're going to see Bitcoin moon again like crazy. But right now, they're trying to cut. But we have to see how much they're going to cut. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. The worldwide backlog in the supply chains and thing is what's worrying me more than any of this, quite frankly. And how the money printing is going to play into that, because surely the trying to angle something there to do something. But more like scrambling around trying to figure out what to do, I guess. But
exactly. It's so bad that we can catch their pattern.
Very uncertain times, and it's not looking good for the next 3 to 5 years. Definitely not on the grand scheme of things. Bitcoin wise, I mean, who knows? Crypto can surprise, but yeah, I mean, everything.
And this is what's very sad, because one of our worst enemy probability wise that could happen is stagflation. That's what could be very dangerous, because we can have a situation where, and for people who are new, what is stagflation? I'm trying to explain in simple term. It's a double negative, because what end up happening is that, dollar is strengthening at the same time that they are printing money. So it's kind of creating kind of balance. So in other words, your purchasing power is being diluted. I'm talking about, when I say you, I'm talking, sadly, the average person who doesn't really own any assets, who works for $1 every day, right? So his purchasing power is being diminished because everything starts to cost more and more money, right? We're producing less, we're printing more, so price go up for goods, and at the same time, your wages are not able to keep up with that. And then there's a deflationary event that's happening. In other words, you're getting liquidation, you're getting your wealth erosion, and at the same time, the stuff that you need to buy costs more money. So you're losing on the wealth side, and you're losing on the fact that what you need to buy increasingly costs more money, which then you're basically getting squeezed as a slave, for lack of a better word, because you're working more hours for the same dollar. So in other words, your productivity goes down, and you can't really get out of the rat race, and you can't really build wealth. And it's a moment like that stuff like Hex is so powerful and so useful for the little guy, because we still give him a chance. Even in this really toxic, weird, crazy environment that we're in, in the financial system, traditional financial system, the little guy still has a way out. And this is why Hex is so powerful. This is why I want people to remember the main things and why we do what we do. Because this is the thing that's going to save people's lives. This is the thing that's going to help you sleep better at night. And once you're good and you got your own, how can you help your fellow man get his own too? At least give him an opportunity to fight against this monetary manipulation. Well, that's basically what's going on right now.
It's the Hex, and any kind of long-term smart investing, of which Hex, as far as I can tell, is the best around at the moment, especially for the little guy. Like hands down. It's the difference between going through the rough times and coming out rough versus going through the rough times and coming out okay.
Exactly.
The rough times are coming, one way or another. That's pretty evident, and it sucks. But it's nice to know that when the cycle comes around the other way, those that held any kind of crypto probably, but certainly interest-paying crypto should come out happier in the end, I think, than the average person. And it's hard to imagine a world that would go any other way, but that's just how it looks to me at the moment, for sure.
Absolutely. And again, this is the validity of what we do. It adds to the extra strong why on top of your own personal selfish why, which is fine. You get to feel good and understand that your mission is that important, because you're not just making money. You're not just helping your loved one. You're providing a solution. That's what Richard has done and continue to do, is literally Nobel Prize winning, because not only it's a great, powerful tool, but it's a tool that is desperately needed in desperate times that we're in, because it's bad and it's about to get worse, because the disparity between the have and the have-not is going to get worse and worse and worse. Inflation is going to continue to kick in because government is going to continue to print money to basically finance itself by just printing more and more. Because again, we don't have a debt problem, so to speak. We have a spending problem, right? Because tax revenue are doing record high, yet we do record spending. So in other words, you can't close the negative deficit spending. This is the problem. And it's not happening. It's not going to stop anytime soon. All those promises that have been made, to taxpayers, retirees, and stuff like that, because again, they've been just stealing from the future. We're the one basically end up getting the short end of the stick and paying for that. That's why we have to opt out. That's what I agree with Wells was say, crypto is a little bit of a political statement because you opt out of the rigged system because it was never designed for you, and you're being used to be the person that paying the bills for the mistakes of the predecessors, so to speak. And now we have a way out where we can build wealth safely that nobody can come and steal from. That's why it's so powerful. And then you get your own F your money so you can become financial free and you can go live your best life. And understanding about markets so that you don't panic, so that you understand the big picture, where we are in the cycle, what is happening, understanding the buying opportunity, and understanding that this is the calm before the storm, so that you don't end up being left behind. Because we also know fractal pattern, after DXY do his thing, Hex easily follows. Because again, in a fixed product world, when everything starts going to shit and the dollar strengthens and the market start to sell off, nobody cares about the BS meme coins anymore, because people are getting wrecked left and right. People are getting liquidated left and right. And then now all of a sudden, after losing everything, I don't know why, that's when some people see the light about why trading is bad, why you shouldn't be doing that and get wrecked. You should just be staking and chilling. And the value proposition like Hex gets to shine even more. So this is another good thing about the fractal, is because when the US dollar does what it does, things like Hex, fixed product, and yield product do better. Even gold went up a little bit, not crazy much, but went up a little bit because of that, because that's how the mechanism works. Because people go from riskier asset volatility to less risky assets because they know something is coming. Okay, and that's the main thing. That's
when we get in. Yeah, when we get in the thick of it, all yield-producing assets will become more scarce and more expensive, including your rent.
Exactly.
Because that's an asset that the landlord owns, and it's yield producing, and with tough.
And what's very sad is that rent control.
Yeah. But now you don't have to have however many $100,000 to buy a property to get it freehold, so you can rent it out or whatever. If it's your first property, you generally have to sort of freehold it, and then you can rent it, and all the rest of that you can just get some Hex now and lock it up for 15 years or 10 years, 40% per annum.
Win the promotion,
and then just bide your time. And
because another thing that's sad, right?
That didn't exist 2 years ago. You couldn't do that.
Exactly. Another thing that's sad that has happened to my friend, which I wouldn't want to wish on anybody, is that markets create so much distortion that sometimes people are being kicked out of their own home. Sometimes people are being kicked out of their hometown because they just can't afford to live there anymore because the price went up so much, the rent went up so much. You know what I mean? It's almost like gentrification in a way, of population control. Like, again, the separation of the have and the have-nots. Because imagine living in a town, grew up in a town, whatever, town got popular, whatever it might be. Now, cost of living is so high, you're forced to either sell the house, cash out, and rent. And when you rent, or let's say you have been renting, you have to be literally now pushed out 15, 20, sometimes 30 miles away. And you have to commute because you cannot afford the rent. And then the commute sucks because let's say you don't have a car, right? Now you got to take public transportation. Now you got to spend hours in the metro or subway or whatever it might be, on the bus. It just mess people's life because people don't understand.
Grind. It becomes a real
grind. That's very dangerous. That's what's dangerous about real estate and rent. The rent price.
the people that have managed to get themselves a mortgage recently at these really
Mm-hmm.
low interest rates, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if they bought a little too expensive, maybe they didn't have a choice, and they need to get on the, you know, the real estate ladder, as
Yeah.
it were. Um, you know, if you're paying like 2.5% or something like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
what's coming down the pipe looks like interest rates are going to go up. Well, it only has to go to 5%, and your weekly payments essentially are going to double, assuming you got a
Exactly.
30-year
Oh,
mortgage.
it's yeah,
And
insane.
who can afford that? You know, and then
Imagine that in the bond market multiplied by trillions of dollars. Forget
yeah,
5%. The last time we collapsed because when the COVID hit, when they started to taper, we barely got to like 2%, 2%, two
mm,
something percent yield, and then the whole thing collapsed. So imagine, like that's where the insanity comes in, because it's very sad. Because if you just talk about like markets in generals, when market overheats, they need to correct. You understand? To get about, and it's almost like it's the pills that we need for the medicine for the problem, but the medicine is going to create chaos. And in between, while you're waiting, the problem just get worse. So it's like they messed it up so bad that you get screwed either way. Do nothing, you get screwed slowly, but you get screwed. Try to correct, but if you correct too fast, people get wiped out. On top
yeah,
of already being kind of like down, now you're literally getting taken to the cleaners, like liquidated type of thing. So you're forced again, and it's a wise decision, like my friend had to do, sold his house, moved out, went away, commute and rent. It's sad, but that was the what's the word? The thing to do in terms of like the responsible thing to do because he had a family to
yeah,
feed, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But then the
It can
good
often
hope
be
is
in times like these.
exactly the good hope is he's away, nice house, whatever, rents outside the city, but now he's invested into Hex, and now he has in his dreams to either buy back his house or go back to the town and be able to afford to buy a house, years down the road by building wealth. You
No,
see?
he did the right thing, because I mean, if he didn't and he just kept hoping, and things
Yep.
kept going the way they appear to be going, next thing
Yep.
he's being foreclosed on because he can't pay the mortgage. Then they fire sell the house out from under him, so he ends up with no house,
Exactly.
but he still owes the bank like several hundred thousand or whatever.
Very
Um,
well said.
and you know, it's just, yeah, you just
And that
see
would
it
have been
coming
what you
and
just
plan
said
accordingly.
is so
Make the hard
powerful
choice.
because yeah, what you just say is so powerful because that would be the equivalent of like forced casket, like a liquidation.
Yeah, I mean, you
and
basically
then,
end
and
up
then
bankrupt.
and then staying owing money too, which is insane. And this is why sometimes you have to make the hard choice. Like I was tell people, like building wealth, yes, at times it doesn't feel like it's exciting, so to speak, until you know what you're doing exactly. But it's a necessity that you need to do if you want to have a better future. And it will be
Yeah.
sad if you can't think about your future. You see, happy people, visionary people, they always try to live in the future, right? Because the past is the past, the present is soon to become the past, right? The future is where you can have your hopes and dreams and stuff that you want to do and prepare for and plan for. So you delay gratification, right? Temporarily get a little setback for a chance for a better future. So shout
Yeah.
out to him. Shout out to everybody doing the same thing. And that's what we have to do. And this is where we come on the streams to do the education so people can understand what is happening so they can better position themselves and not just go gamble and, oh, we're going to go this and that. Like, no, get your yield, get your stuff set up, build for the long term, delay gratification, try to continue to work. I know it's a foreign concept. Everybody wants to retire after just being in crypto for 1 week, right? But try to do work if you can. Try to generate more because
For
most
sure.
people underestimate how long they're going to live and how much money they're going to need to live. Because if you think inflation is bad, it's going to get worse at a compounding rate. The same way previous generation, baby boomers, right? Remember those days when your pension give you $800 or $1,000 a month and you thought you were rich? Because back
And you
then,
only had to be 60.
exactly, right? And back then that dollar actually went a long way. And now it's just straight up garbage where like you can't even pay rent for like a couple $1,000s in some places. So imagine 5, 10 years from now, rent's gonna be easily $5,000, $10,000, which is already is in some areas of the the world, big city. This is why I like to show the weekly chart to show you back in the day when the dollar was stronger. You see, those days during the, let me close this. Those days right here. Remember this?
No,
When we were in the hundreds, strengthening dollar back then, before the whole collapse since 2000. And since then, no all-time high. But if the pump goes crazy and we go back to 2000 levels, the market sell-off is going to be insane. And if I were to look at the DXY weekly chart, look at this, as if it was just like a crypto, this is bullish. And look at the DMI.
Yeah, for
look
sure.
at the DMI.
Sure.
Super bullish, ready to soar.
Yep.
Ready to do what? Similar fractal.
Yeah, well, if
right.
they continue printing and if that turns around and enables interest rates to go up above 10% and that, then, you know, people are going to be putting their hard-earned money in banks and traditional institutions again because they're getting their underwritten insured 10, 12, 13, 15%. And crypto's too risky because things are too tough right now, you know. And so
when I look at this,
that pays interest.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely fucking right. Yeah. When I look at this as a fractal pattern, when I see this on a DMI and how strong the uptrend is, how the blue is moving fast, and how the momentum start to catch up, and how much the selling is going low, it reminds me, the violence of the move remind me kind of this, because the way it's moving, holy cow. And this, mind you, this was during this time. And if the dollar strengthened this fast, oh my God, be worried, because stuff's going to start to sell off left and right like you won't even understand. And then all those people that were bragging about, hey, you just close your eye, you throw darts and something goes up, those days are going to be over very, very fast. And next thing you know, you're in the bear market and you don't understand what happened. Yeah, so that's why I want to warn people now, you know?
And this is happening at the same time thanks to the you-know-what worldwide thingy.
Exactly.
The supply chain thing, and everything is going to be getting more expensive, and people are going to be needing money. You know, emergency end state kind of need money. And,
it's going to be bad. You know, that's why I tell people.
On top of it all, you know,
it's not the popular thing to say, but we always say, I always stand by it. And as Conway, I always say the right thing to say. It doesn't have to be popular. It's the thing that's going to help you survive and thrive.
We need to weather this.
That's why I say don't retire right now, even if you can. That's my mathematical advice, because right now is the time for you to collect, because you don't know within 6 to 12 months, the whole market, the whole world can change all over again. I don't wish for bad things to happen, but you need to be prepared, because when the DXY moves this fast, that means big money knows something that you don't know. And all you need to know is the direction. They're expecting deflation. They're expecting the Fed to temper hard, to do the unthinkable, the thing that we thought they would never do. Oh, they'll just print forever. And then maybe they change their mind temporarily, because that's always what they fucking do. They always either react too early or too late. You understand? So now they're realizing, oh shit, we overprint. So what are we going to do? We're going to taper. And then what they're going to do? They're going to taper too hard, too fast. And then the whole thing is going to crash again. And then they're going to come back to print again. But the people who get liquidated, even when the next round of money printing comes, they don't get that money because you got liquidated. You're not in the market. You're done.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Back then,
your house foreclosed on, you go bankrupt, whatever. You
exactly.
can't participate in the next upcycle. You're done.
Exactly.
Been there.
Back then, when this happened and you got liquidated, by the time the bull market came and they had to overprint and talk about how we're going to save the world, which is a lie, because they need to save their friends, because their whole system was crumbling. So they're printing money not for you. They're printing money for themselves to bail out their friends. You missed this bull run. Same thing here. Then, we overprint. Let's close the faucet, right? And then same thing here. And then what did they do? Ripple market. $1 trillion a day. They bail out their friends again. Everybody's good. Everybody's fat. Everybody's happy. Inflation through the roof. You throw something in a dart, it goes up. Guess what? What are they doing now? Okay, guys, we're closing the faucet. It's the same thing. It keeps fucking repeating itself over and over and over again. Again, don't be a bull in a bear market, and don't be a bear in a bull market. It's literally as simple as that. And we're talking. We're not saying
the crazy thing is, the crazy thing is as fucked up as all that is, and will continue to be. They're kind of stuck in an endless cycle now where in a sense they just don't have a choice. It's either do this or the whole system burns and everything's gone. And we go back to sort of trying to figure out who's going to build houses and who knows how to do this and that. And
exactly.
So,
or worse, which is
just so inevitable now.
Yeah, and the worst factor people are not fully anticipating is that they can purposely, I use my word very carefully, they can purposely pump this thing, crash the market so that they can introduce the Fed coin. And then they can say, basically, do what we said or we don't help you. And then what's going to happen is those who protected themselves, those like us that were prepared for a situation like that, when they want to come up with their mandate garbage, we can say, F that. I'm not doing what you say. And I don't need your fucking Fed coin because I'm okay. You understand? But sadly, a lot of people who are not prepared are not going to be okay. They're going to be forced to go and get the fucking Fed coin and the other stuff and being told what to do. You understand? That's what worries me the most. Because logically, like you perfectly said, they will not crash the whole thing, because if they crash the whole thing, they lose too. But there is that eventuality where they can crash the whole thing to launch the new thing. Understand?
Yeah. It's just crazy to me when you really look at it, the whole thing. I mean, it's clear that they're kind of losing control of the market balancing and everything, right? So of course, when your job is to try and control market stability and you're losing control, the logical thing is, I need more control. Fed coin, blah 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 blah, and it's just they're never gonna, as a group, as it's just gonna be this way. It's not.
Because when I see this,
might not even fix it.
Absolutely. When I see how parabolic this thing is going, that's bad. That's insane. That tells me it's not like a little jiggle like this. It's like it's going parabolic. They're literally cranking the thing up. And to make it move like that, once again, this is no joke. This is a DXY. It's the biggest market in the world. Bond market, trillions of dollars a day. No joke. To move this thing up, that's insane buying power. That means they're selling something somewhere else, or they're cashing out, they're taking profit, whatever you want to call it. And then a couple of weeks later, when you see the drop, like it's about to happen, don't be surprised, because those people make the move now. Smart money always make move way before you even know what time it is. And only people who understand rate markets can see and watch the move, because they always leave like a footprint. And it's for us to kind of show you the footprint so you understand what the hell's going on. But also, ultimately, it's for you to prepare yourself. Because if we get a move like this that looks like that, which end up like this, in a matter of like a month or so, this thing can easily, the trajectory that's going, by the end of the year, the DXY could be 100, easy. And at that point, shit, God help us. You know what I mean? I don't know where Bitcoin's going to be, but it's not going to be pretty. So I'm going to just put it at you this way, because you can't have it both ways.
No, I mean, if it goes high enough, people don't, you get to a situation where people don't really care about anything but, where's my next roll of toilet paper and my bar of soap coming from? I mean, God help us if it gets that bad, but it could for a little while. Yeah.
Because as much as shitty the value of the dollar is, it's still the reserve currency of the world. There's respect for that. And if the DXY continue to strengthen, and then they start giving people a little bit more yield like they're doing, guess what? The big hedge fund guys or the whatever, they don't care about crypto. They don't care. They're gonna sell that shit so fast, cash out, and go back to the dollar, and then get the yield. The yield is shitty, but they get the insurance that is guaranteed. You understand?
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
And whatnot. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm confident to say this. Many years from now in the future, Hex gonna be like that for the crypto space and beyond. Right now, we'll just continue to build our liquidity, slowly but surely. Once we become, again, back to not that I care about market cap, whatever, but once we become consistently $200-300 billion market cap and above, I'm gonna be so happy, because at that point, with the stability and stuff, when stuff start to go crazy, more people are just gonna be like, you know what? I hang the jersey. I'm no longer going to be a trader and deal with the bullshit. Let me just sit tight, stake, get my interest, best in the world, mind you, because we're not giving you 0.1% garbage. We're giving you a real yield. Even if you stake short, you're still getting insane yield. You still get double-digit yield on an annualized basis if you stake just for a year. That's insane. That's unheard of. And then that's when we really take over.
Yeah. Clay was asking for something different to put on their homepage. So there's an idea. Rank all of the coins by aggregate yield since launch.
Yeah, it's funny. Later on, when you go back to the earlier the stream watch, you're gonna hear what I had to say about some of the stuff that you need to improve. This is funny. You're gonna have a good time. But yeah, this is why it's key. We're moving in the right direction. I'm very proud of the community as a whole. We just need to, again, stay focused, stay disciplined, move the right way. I'm just going to quickly just maybe just show Hex briefly before I end it back. I'm like, we're literally just chugging along. Bottom has been in on the weekly chart. We still look freaking amazing. Again, look at that. Up and to the right. It's amazing. You've never seen a DXY cross, which is amazing, unheard of. No asset has ever done that. And last time we were this low, when we pump, like, again, big payday time was right around here. November 19, November area, whatever, right after the bottom. And the blue was low like here. We're literally a little bit lower than that. It's just to say the moment it turns back up, it's going to be insane. So first it stops, it bottoms, it curves on the weekly chart. You see? It stops, bottoms, it curves, and it's about to turn up.
Diverging again, which is nice to see.
And once it turns back up, it's going to go. It's going to be amazing to watch. It's going to be amazing to watch. Even on the daily chart, we tested the moving average. No big deal. Business as usual. No crazy cross. And we're just ready for the next leg. We came back, retest the previous top over here, which coinced out to this little support that we had here. So again, business as usual. Everything is great. Share rate is moving very, very fast. I wouldn't be surprised if before the end of the month or by the end of the month, we're going to have 20,000 hex per t-shirt. It's highly probable because it's moving insanely fast, which is amazing to see for the long-term holder because it's a separation of t-share between the people who are staked and understand the system and the people who are not. Because the longer they wait to not be staked, the less t-share they're going to get for the value they're trying to stake. So, which makes the long-term holder value proposition increase over time, which is amazing because we do what we say we're going to do.
Yeah, and that whole wave, that whole sort of shape of the expiring stakes and things just seems to grow as a unit as opposed to changing shape per se. It just the whole thing just gets bigger and bigger, and it kind of makes sense. But especially now that the average staking length has kind of settled down and slowly increasing, and it's a known metric, and you can just see it so clearly now. It's one of the only stable things in the world, really, in my world anyway. At the moment, it's crazy.
But that's the goal, and more people are going to realize that. Maddie, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on and sharing so much exceptional knowledge with the community. I know it's the top of the hour now, so I'm gonna have to sign off on the stream, and we've been going for almost 3.5 hours, and I know Karim, it's like way past nighttime there. You stayed up all night and into the morning for us.
Almost time for breakfast, Karim.
And FutureUs, thanks for joining. I'm gonna run the outro here.
So one last thing, just quickly. Again, thanks for everybody for being here. As always, I plan on being here next week. Okay.
Thank you.
Again, stay focused. Very important. Enjoy the promotion. Take advantage of it. It's literally free money. Read the articles. Okay. So that way you don't worry about asking questions. It's literally there. If you need us, any support, send us an email. It's the easiest, fastest way. I know you guys love DM because you have me, but please, just to make it simple for me and everybody else, send an email if you have any question, right? help@staker.app. But literally, rewatch the stream if you just got in, and everything that's been there, you'll be able to watch it and ask questions if need be. So thanks for being here. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, FutureUs. Yeah.
Thank you. Stay wisely, my friends.
It's been awesome. See you guys.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Hey, Richard, Jerry Springer here. And I just heard from Maddie, and, I got to tell you, I see a lot of conflict and tribalism in the crypto space. The doorbell, I'll get it. Bitcoin, Ethereum brought you a third layer. Oh no, CZ is spamming Ethereum. Look, Richard, thank you for your YouTube show promoting mental health. The world desperately needs it, and trust me, I'm in a position to know. I happen to know, by the way, Richard, that you are a man of good character, and you might well say to me, well, how do I know you're a good character? I'll tell you how I know. I checked our records, and as I look at them here, let me see. Yep, Richard, you have never been on my show. And that, of course, is a sign of good character. You don't ever want to be on the show. I mean, that would be awful. So good for you. Congratulations on your work. Keep it up. I hope 2021 turns out to be this wonderful year for you. And in the meantime, remember to take care of yourself and each other.